home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
At Wrangler, we know the essential question for any guy is, can I go like this? It could be date night, boys' night, work, or your nephew's school play. It could be anything. And the last thing you want to do is change. That's why Wrangler makes jeans, shirts, jackets, and tees that answer yes to life's essential question. You can go in Wrangler. Check out our latest styles today at Wrangler.com. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
We are the home for all your Bucks coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tosh.
It's Wilde and Touch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Place? Wasn't Jesse just telling us they were in last place, but would be leading other divisions like a couple weeks ago? Edition. The Tausch is on assignment, but he's with us, and it's quite an assignment. He is at the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament, and he's got some famous friends with him. Edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the amazing, incredible, stupendous ESPN Wisconsin app, which is A, free, B, customizable, and C, can be found both in the Android and Apple app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from the Wisconsin Dells iconic course of Trapper's Turn, he is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Jason. There is a lot of, we've come up here now, I think, at least 7 or 8 years. And so we're going to have a bunch of different guests on today, but the newest Packer Hall of Fame, is it an inductee? Or I don't know how that works. He's not inducted yet, but he will be. And somebody that I have great respect and admiration for is Earl Dotson. And by the way, looks sleek. Like, I'm talking sleek. I thought I actually went lighter than what he is right now. That's how impressed I am with how good he looks. Earl Dotson joining us. Earl, thanks for jumping in. I guess first off, how awesome was it to hear that call from the Packer Hall of Fame that you're going to be a part of it?
You know what? I missed the first call. You know, I saw it. I don't know who that is, so I put it back down. So I listened to the voicemail. I was like, man, like somebody playing with me. And I called him, Sam. He's like, hey, congratulations. And you know, the thing is, it's about legacy. You know, just like, you know, our names will always be associated with Green Bay. And since a kid, that's what we work for, man. We put in the work to get where we at.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So did you get emotional? I'm gonna let Jason try to Oprah you, but
so So you want to know if I cried?
I know I did.
You know, they had a little pollen in there.
They did?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
But it is, I mean, it does mean a lot.
It means a lot.
To your family, and you just think, and I know I can only speak for myself, but when you think back to all those people, your coaches and family and friends that helped get you there, that's what that's all about.
Yes. Matter of fact, I'm going to have pretty much every offensive line coach coached me at the induction. You know, it's something that, like I said, they could take pride in because all of them have something to do with the success that I was able to accomplish, you know. Coach LeVar. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You can always speak over Jason.
Go ahead.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Coach LeVar, man, like I said, hey, man, I love that guy. You know, he went to Tausch, he went to bat for me. You know, I never thought Green Bay would draft me when they can't work me out. That was the shortest workout I ever had. I was like, man, they hate me. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I mean, you know how he was when we first met him. But it was short. And I was like, man. But on draft day, he called me, and I was happy to come up here. You know, this is the best franchise to play for, hands down.
Earl, you and Tausch are good friends, and I always thought that it said a lot about both of you that you have that relationship, even though obviously the circumstances of playing football were challenging at times between the two of you, right? I mean, you have your back issues in 2000. He gets his opportunity. Then he blows out his knee in 2020. In 2002, you come back and play at that high level again. What was your relationship like with the big fella next to you?
I knew Tausch was going to be, a problem in this league when he first came in. It's the mentality he has. Like, he's not going to just sit there and let somebody beat him. He got that mean streak that you need as an offensive lineman. Everybody talk about defensive lineman being, the more dominant one. But to play offensive lineman, you got to understand, hey, it's a lot of work, But if you have a mentality and the talent, you'll be all right. And I knew from day one he did.
When I bring up that 2002 season, I always think about how you guys patchworked everything together after you'd lost Tausch, you'd lost Cliffy, right? Flanagan goes out to left tackle. You come back and play great. I'm curious, when you look at an offensive line, because Tausch and I have expressed our reservations about the depth of the Packers' 2026 offensive line, and frankly, maybe about the starters, too.
I do, too.
What do you see from that?
I ain't trying to be ugly. I'm just saying we need to get better in that area. So, not trying to be rude, just saying.
No, you're not being rude. You're being honest, and that's why I ask you, because you guys found a way even through injuries, and that was because you had a bunch of talent. Like, you had a Packers Hall of Famer during the 2001 season sitting behind Tausch, waiting to fill in if they needed you, right? After everything you'd gone through with your back and everything else. And I just don't see that kind of depth that you guys managed to get through it. So how do you view that group going into this season, and how do they elevate?
It's not even depth. Yeah, not even depth. I just am curious what your thoughts are on the starters, because there's a lot. You have a left tackle that hasn't played left tackle in this league.
We didn't play good this year, plain and simple. Like, the battle in the trenches was lost. If you don't win that battle, you ain't going to win games. You can't run the ball, you don't win games. And we had problems doing that. We had the receivers. We had the running back. We have a great quarterback. Our weakest point was the offensive line, plain and simple.
And what do you think of just kind of running it back? Because they ended up signing Ryan back. Zach Tom needs to get healthy, but the left tackle spot, we all know how important that is. He's a first-round pick. I think he's got good feet, but you just kind of run that back, and we're not even getting into what Jason was talking about, the depth. With a lot of guys that have not played at all, we had the luxury, we had veterans. That's not the way the league is working now.
No,
so
not at all.
What's the expectations? Do you think, what would you, as a fan now, what's the expectations from your end?
right now, the draft, I like that it picked them up, but I think we still need more work. We still need, a little more talent. Like I said, we could get we got a great running back. We got 2 great running backs. If we could get to moving the ball on the ground, we'll be all right. So right now, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle how I feel about the line going.
Kind of wait and see.
Wait and see. That's all we could do. And we'll find out fast.
Find out early.
Earl Dotson will be inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame alongside cornerback Tramon Williams on Thursday, July 30th in the Lambeau Field Atrium. You can go to Packers.com to find out more about the event.
Get your speech ready?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to wing it.
You got plenty of time.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I'm just throw it out there, Taz. Don't worry. Your name in there, baby. Your name in there. I'm throwing it out there. I'm just let it fly, Like I say, hey, it's been a long time. A lot of speeches that went through my head, so I'm just winging it. I'm going to wing it, So the crazy thing is, me and Travon was both in Louisiana at the same time. My family was from there. His family was from there. And like I said, it's great going in with him. Very talented guy. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this,
Earl, you're going to be a Packers Hall of Famer. Tausch is a Packers Hall of Famer. Brian Bulaga someday will be a Packers Hall of Famer. They've got Zach Tom, who is recovering from that patellar tendon tear, but we all know how good of a player he is. Is it about time that we appreciate, and we all talk about Forrest Gregg back in the Lombardi era, but man, that's a hell of a lot of good right tackles right there, really elite right tackles, and all we talk about is, what's going on at left tackle? And you guys always, it's just not fair to you guys.
Part of what we do. We also, but I'll say this. I don't know if there is an offensive lineman that's been through Green Bay with a bigger punch than Earl Dotson. I
demonstrated on Tausch.
We didn't do the pads, and Earl and I would be doing our drills, and I always think, God, Earl's punch is. We're not gonna do it anymore. Earl's punch is Hall of Fame good, man. It is unbelievable, and I'm guessing even with his sleeked out frame now, that punch is still there.
Hey,
and I could have messed with it, but
I used to always tell you, hey, if you shock them right off the ball, they done lost everything they was thinking about. Most time defensive linemen got one move when they put their hand down. They know what they're gonna do. Hey, so if you put those hands on them, hey,
did you ever catch Reggie real good and knock him on his keister?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you did.
Man, why we going to talk about that, Tausch? Yes. But yeah. But then, then came the hump.
Hey, sometimes, they get paid too, right? That's always the line.
Hey, but you know what? When I first got here, Leroy, George Kuntz, and Reggie White sat me down and talked to me. And they say, man, you could be a great offensive lineman. Reggie said, I'm going to work with you. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. Mm-hmm. And like that was my mentors. And to have a guy like Reggie White tell you that, man, I grew up idolizing the guy. So it gave me confidence. I came from a small school. Tausch know this. Everybody think I came from A&M. I came from Texas A&I, small school. Mm-hmm. And I think the doubt was the years I had some great years there. I was Offensive Player of the Year. But they thought the talent I was playing
level
with.
of competition.
There you go.
Yep.
So I ain't going to lie. I came into the league thinking, well, maybe it's true until the first day we put on pads. I'm like, I'm going to be all right. But to have somebody like Reggie tell you that, man, that's a confidence booster.
No doubt.
That's a confidence booster.
So, Earl, before we let you go and get to the course, and apparently they've got really good eggs there today. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they're not powdered. Yeah, Gilbert was all excited the eggs weren't powdered.
But I have to do my Oprah thing here and get you ready for your speech because
kid from to get you to cry.
A kid. I'm not. No, you're not going to cry. But I do have to ask a touchy-feely question, which that was my specialty even when I was a young pup talking to you. For a kid from Beaumont, Texas, who went to Texas A&I, right? No,
There you go.
no, not Texas A&M. No.
Oh, hold up. I got to give credit to my junior college too. I went to Tyler Junior College. You know, it was a road to get to the NFL, but hey, I stuck with it.
And your first 2 years, you don't play a whole lot, right?
Nah, you know, I don't think I was mentally mature at that. I didn't take it serious. So I'm going to say this. I hate talking about it. We went up to Philly, and the starting right tackle got hurt. And this is probably my second year. I'm still not taking it serious. I got worked on Sunday Night Football. What was his name? Fuller.
Gotcha.
Fuller.
Okay.
He worked me. And, you know, and from that day on, I figured I had to take this job serious or I wasn't going to be here. I marked the next time we played Philly, and they came to Green Bay, hey.
Not happening again.
Not happening. But I had to learn how to be a professional. That's what I had to learn, you know.
Well, not that long after that, you were a Super Bowl champion and one of the best right tackles in football. And so congratulations on your journey all the way to the Hall. I'm glad you shared that story, plus it prevented you from starting to cry, which is really the most important.
Oh, he preemptively Oprah'd you. He got back at you.
Hey, we offensive linemen. That's what we do.
Always be preemptive. Always strike
That's
first.
what we do.
That was his verbal
you see?
punch.
There go the
That
punch.
was the verbal
you got
punch.
the punch.
The verbal punch. Well done.
Earl, we appreciate you, man. It's great to catch up with you. We can't wait to see you for your induction. We're so happy for you on this show, and we can't wait to see you and Sherman go into the Hall, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that.
Tausch, you just you're in your element today. Everybody loves Tausch. Everybody's seeing the big fella.
Tausch the man.
It's fun to be
Tausch
here.
the
It's
man.
always fun to catch up, and it's always fun to talk about Pella Windows and Doors if you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors. Now is the time because Pella of Wisconsin's offering zero-interest financing options in Wisconsin. Your home takes a beating year-round. The right windows and doors will help improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. Pella experts help you find the perfect fit for your home and within your budget, all with 0% interest options. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
Tausch and Earl are going to get a picture of the two Packers Hall of Fame right tackles, and we'll be back with more live from the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament at Trapper's Turn in the Dells. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The Brew Crew are back on June 2nd.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Francisco Giants.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Brewers baseball is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in June 2nd at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Hey seafood lovers, Sendik's Lobster Fest is back. One day only, Saturday, May 23rd. Cooked or live lobsters are just 2 for $25. North Atlantic cold water lobsters, a pound each, 2 for $25. Don't miss out. Reserve yours now at Sendik's.com. Plus enjoy shrimp or lobster boil meals and Sendik's homemade shrimp and lobster roll on May 23rd and 24th. Learn more at Sendik's.com. All during Sendik's 17th Annual Lobster Fest. Sendik's Food Markets, your trusted local grocer.
Golf with the greats this June 5th and 6th at the Lombardi Golf Classic. This is your chance to golf alongside sports stars like Jared Aberderis, Brandon Jennings, Jonathan Lucroy, and Derek Watt while supporting cancer research and treatment through the Vince Lombardi Cancer Foundation. Each foursome golfs a Friday practice round and enjoys the golf gala that evening, then competes in the 18-hole tournament on Saturday with a celebrity partner. Learn more and sign up at LombardiFoundation.org. That's LombardiFoundation.org.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. With over 40 years of experience saving businesses money, we are on a mission to eradicate entrepreneurial poverty. Try saying that 5 times fast. Do you lose sleep at night trying to figure out how to make the next payroll? Are your vendors lined up outside your door? Are you cash on delivery? We can help. We have a proven process and strategy to turn your cash-sucking business into a cash-generating machine, so you can keep that cash in your pocket. It really works. We use it in our business, and many clients are successfully using it in their business. Ask Pam, who recently bought a business and asked us to help her see through the fog. Would you like to sleep at night knowing your bills are paid, take a vacation, or go out to eat with your spouse? You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us at 414-325-2040 to set up a complimentary consultation. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on with Tausch at Trapper's Turn in the Dells for the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament. Are you playing, or are you just
I'm
being
playing.
Tausch?
I am playing. I'm going to bounce out of here early today. We're going to try and we got one more guest that Ella and Aubrey are out there hustling. I think they're going to be able to bring potentially one more guest. They're introducing the groups right now. They bumped early. Usually we go out at 11, and I don't miss much. I tell Ty I always golf with Tommy, for our good friend from Buck and Honeys, and in our group. We've done this same group now for a while, so we're going early this year, which is all right. We got Frank Caliendo and Favre are going to be out here later this afternoon. They're doing a little show. Yeah, they're doing a show. I think he's going to interview Brett as John Madden for part of it. I don't know exactly how it all works out, so it should be a ton of fun.
Maybe Gruden makes an appearance as well.
Dorsey turned us down? Is that what happened? Yeah, he didn't golf, though. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll try to get Dorsey out here at some point. Our ladies, they're out here hustling. All I can ask is great effort, and they've given us great effort.
That is all we can
I just said
ask.
it's so nice having people that actually go get guests.
Was there a
in
reason
comparison to
you
what
didn't-
we've done?
Yeah, how come you didn't invite me back to come join you this year?
We
Usually
thought
I'm there with
we
you.
thought there were powdered eggs, and we know you don't like powdered eggs. That's why.
Is that Gilbert Brown's voice I hear?
It is Gilbert. Yeah, he's out there working. Gilbert will join us a little bit later. I know we've already secured Gilbert and Santana are going to join us later in the show. And we'll go for next break here. I'll go try and twist Dorsey's arm to come join. I know how much Jason would love Dorsey to host the show.
I would love
with
that.
him
Yeah, my favorite player I've ever covered.
Exactly. He should be. He's a good dude.
So what? If you could give us an idea, since I'm not sure why you didn't take Jesse with you, but I respect it and I appreciate it. Who else is there? Who's the cavalcade of stars that have joined you and Earl Dotson, and as you mentioned, Gilbert and Santana? Give us a lay of the land.
I was able to catch up with who I think is maybe one of the most underrated basketball players in the history of the University of Wisconsin, who is on my all-time team, not just because I'm friends with him, but because I like him, but he's a great player, Mike Wilkinson. He is somebody I think is totally underrated as far as what he did and how his rebounding, everything he did during that era. We got Matt LePay out here. We got Frankie Winters. I'm trying to think, Lynn Dickey, Paul Kaufman. There's just a group of a lot of the guys that are a lot of these events that go back out there. And I think Johnny Davis is here as well.
Oh, wow.
Obviously a great basketball player, too. So Sharif Chambliss is out here. There's just a good group.
It is, and it's a great cause. I know you've been supporting it for a long time. All right, we want to make sure we're in position if you can get Dorsey to change his mind. What time is everyone teeing off?
Right now. They're literally introducing the guys, and that's where we're at. So they're teeing off 9:30. I'm going to go at 10:30, 11-ish is when I'm going to go, because Balag is going to take over. Yeah. He's got the second half of the show figured out, so I'll miss about an hour, which is more than I think this should be a 9-hole event anyways. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Oh, it's golf outing season. We get the classic 12 holes is the perfect round take. An annual tradition.
Just for a golf outing, I think 12 holes is more than enough. Yeah. And I don't think anybody wants to be out here 8 hours, right? Now, the great thing about Trapper's Turn, there's a bunch of golf holes, so it spreads out. It's not as congested as maybe some other ones that we've seen.
Yes. Everybody just wants to get back in the clubhouse and have dinner and tell old stories again, and that's really the highlight of those events. All right, well, we will be nimble in case Tausch can convince Dorsey not to go out with the rest of the group and spend some time with us. If not, we've got plenty to get to. And just like at the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament, where there's a lot to do, there's a lot to do at Potawatomi Casino Hotel as well. Start with the stay. Biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And then you're just steps away from all the cool stuff that's happening inside. And if you are hungry, you have so many options. From the Dream Dance Steakhouse to the Marketplace to Rockin' Brews to Canal Street Cafe to Ruyi Asian Kitchen and the Cream City Coffee Company, there's food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, there's no better place to do it. Their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More with Tausch live from the Dells at Trapper's Turn, so stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The Brewers' annual Pride Night is coming up Friday, June 12th, and everyone's invited to keep the Pride Month party going at the ballpark, featuring special events highlighting Milwaukee's LGBTQ community, like a local makers market, a national anthem performance by pop duo Reina, and more Pride activities all around American Family Field. This year's Brewers' Pride Night is a party you don't want to miss. Grab your seats today at brewers.com/community nights.
Hey Wisconsin, it's your pal Donald Driver here. For 10 years, I've been working with the Wisconsin DOT to get everyone to wear their seatbelt. And it's working. Nearly 90% of Wisconsin drivers buckle up, which makes me want to say to the ones who don't, come on, man. If you don't wear your seatbelt, you're going nowhere fast. Buckle up. If you don't, it can cost you money or a lot worse. Click it or ticket, and let's work together to save lives. Take my driving safety quiz at zeroinwisconsin.gov.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Aaron Goldhammer.
I think he's going to retire, and I think he's going to come back. I think in general, great players, whether it's Favre or Rodgers or, Michael Jordan, they have really trouble saying goodbye. LeBron loves a lot of things. He loves his family. He's been with Savannah, his wife, forever. He loves his kids. He loves basketball. LeBron loves drama the most. Does he? It's just...
it seems to follow him, I will say that.
So, Emmett, this is what I foresee. The Cavs are going to have a meh season next year. They're going to be the 6th seed in the playoffs. Maybe Donovan comes back. They try to pull off some trade or Evan Mobley or before the first playoff game. You're going to look into the tunnel at Rocket.
You love these.
And here comes number 23 as the crowd rises to the... ESPN would shut down.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done, inside and out, at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I'm sure you feel the weather. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Stop by our amazing Waukesha showroom and visit sidingunlimited.com today.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Well, the Tausch continues with Tausch live from the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament, which is about to tee off at Trapper's Turn in the Dells. And the guy that I see Tausch with now, he looks vaguely familiar to me. I see him every time I turn on my cable box. I see him alongside Gary Ellerson and Dennis Krause. He's some sort of commentator.
He loves, I'll tell you what, there's nothing more, he loves to rattle Krause. Isn't it fun to rattle Dennis Krause?
Yes, it is.
He's so serious,
yes.
But he's got a fun sense of humor, but you got to kind of jab him a little bit.
By the way, he's also a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He is Leroy Butler on Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah, Wilde and Tausch is my favorite show. This called Wilde too?
He sometimes is.
Okay.
We all know Spoon was your favorite beat writer. You don't have
Spoon's
to trash
good
the
beat
radio.
No, he was not my favorite. He wasn't my favorite.
Oh, really?
Who was your favorite?
Yeah, Pete Doherty is my favorite.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
that's an upset.
Yes. You
Does
know
Spoon
why?
know that? Because
Yeah,
you've been
he
doing
knows.
a lot of stuff with Spoon for 20 years.
That's true.
Yeah, because Pete Doherty is the one put me in the Hall of Fame.
That's also true.
Yes.
That should trump.
Yeah.
I think Spoon probably understands that then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been friends with those guys for the whole. Lee Rimmel is the reason why I'm
You got a
even
Lee Rimmel.
here.
You got impression, right?
Because he told me two things can be true. That was one of my favorite sayings. You can be friendly with the media, but you can also be honest and interview with them. So, yeah, I don't mind telling people that I have friends that are in the media. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Because when I did something bad, which was rare in my head, I expected you to give your opinion, and I wasn't upset about it.
Was there ever a time that there was some stuff that?
Absolutely.
What was the one time it's like, blank these guys when I'm talking to the media?
It was 2 times. We lost to the Colts. They hadn't won a game, and we were very good. Paul Justin is the quarterback, and they beat us in Indianapolis. Seemed like 100-0. And after, the game, I was in there waiting to talk to the press. Marvin Harrison had a career day. And I remember getting questions from these guys. I'm like, y'all do know that I'm a safety, right? Because they asked me about Marvin Harrison. Why couldn't you cover him? And I got a little frustrated. But I remember Lee Rimmel also saying, never talk about your teammates. Talk about yourself.
Only positive about
and I said, I had a terrible game. It's my job to get my secondary up to play. And the other one was when Sloan, a tight end from Detroit, he caught a seam route, and we were in cover 2, the coverage I hate the most, and he just ran away from me. I mean, ran away from me.
Oh, and then they started calling you washed. And
Oh,
all that
yeah.
stuff. Jason, I know Jason did.
You know what I said?
Hey.
I agree with y'all on that play. I said, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. That was terrible. I mean, it's something that I'm, make sure it never happens again. And everybody in the media was shocked that I agreed that I was terrible on that play. I didn't take it personal, is what I'm saying.
There you go, Jason.
Well, we need more.
Personal.
We need more Leroy Butlers, that's for sure these days. That's definitely not the approach.
Well, we also didn't have social media, too. So
that's also true. I will say this. My favorite thing about Leroy Butler, though, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but we would talk to you at 12:50 every Wednesday.
Yes.
We would go to your locker. Sometimes he was a man ahead of his time. He would wear hats of his various advertising partners.
Yes, take care of those partners.
Awesome.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But my favorite times were when he would tell us, Fritz has got to get me more involved. I got to blitz more. But he had already seen the game plan for that week. He knew that it was already in there, and he would make it seem like he had influenced the game plan, but in reality, he already knew what was going to be happening.
Leroy was an influencer before social media.
It's called the Cliff Notes. Because I think it's very important to say, and it was something that I'm actually covering with Gannon, the new coordinator, when he came from the Cardinals, as he'll be doing. And remember, Jason, Fritz came from the Cardinals. He had his own scheme. He comes in there, and I'm like, oh, my, what scheme is he going to run? Because we was used to this Ray Rhodes stuff. And he comes in, and he was like, whatever you're good at, that's what we're going to implement. We got to figure out what you're good at. So that first year and a half, he had to learn his players, and I'm going to do something. Hopefully I can talk to Gannon, but the Packers don't make guys available to talk to very much. So I don't know how
you haven't talked to Gannon yet.
No, because I need him to finish this article. Because when Fritz came in, he got some good players. There are a few great ones, but we're going to run 4-3-3-4, and he just kind of looked like whatever works. But at first, he said something that was brilliant to me. He says, I need to do a deep dive of the North, or it was called the Central back then. The NFC Central, because I want to know what they're running. Once we'll circle back in the offseason. Then we came up with basically when we got Sean Jones, Gilbert Brown, and Santana Dotson. We're going to run a 4-3 principle, but we're going to have other sub packages, and that was just amazing, that transition into the top defense, because basically Micah Parsons will be like a Reggie White type, because Reggie always lined up to the defensive left, and he didn't care who knew it. But we would run other games off of that.
So Fritz would look at it, understanding what the protection scheme was going to be.
Yes.
And when Santana and everybody else could really lean on that, and then they get one-on-one, and that's what it was. We called it the Micah effect last year. Obviously, Reggie had the same effect. Yes,
because Fritz was brilliant because he was like a therapist. This week is not your week. He would say that to players. When we went to San Francisco, guys, the only way we're going to beat them is Sean Jones, you're going to come off the field. Keith McKenzie, you're going to be implemented. You're going to go after the quarterback. Sean, you may not only play but 15 plays. And you got to be okay with this for us to win a Super Bowl. So you have to buy into that.
How much of that went to you as the leader, you and Reggie as the leaders on that defense? Because I'm sure Sean ain't happy about that.
No.
So you have a conversation with him?
Absolutely. Because once they explain to us, see, here's the thing that I tell this to my kids too. I don't want to be in a band. A band, matter of fact, I'm still mad about Journey when they broke up. Bands break up. We want to be like an orchestra, to where everybody sounds the same. Some guy's over there with the little triangle, and he goes ding, 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 and he'll sit there for 20 minutes to do it again. He gets a Super Bowl ring too. Mm-hmm. So you have to buy into that, and that's why we were so good. 1 week we were 3-4, 4-3, but we knew the principle of the only way we're going to win a Super Bowl if I get all of these personalities to be unselfish. And that's how we won.
And was there anybody that was a real challenge? You don't have to name
Absolutely.
names. Who was?
Well, Wayne Simmons was, because Wayne's a physical guy. He wants to play an under defense. That's where you got 4 linemen, because there may be some Viking fans listening. You have 4 defensive linemen, and he's on the line of scrimmage over the tight end. But we were like, this week we don't want to do that, because every time you go to that side, they know that's the strong side. We want to play you in a stack, so you're behind Reggie. He didn't like that. So we had to go to him and explain to him next week, we're playing the Cowboys and you're playing Jay Novacek. You get a chance to be all the physical player you want. He bought in. It makes sense. We got 16 games. All 16 is not going to be around me. We had other guys, and there were some games, as I just talked about, I don't like playing cover 2. But we're playing Randy Moss, Jake Reed, and Chris Carter. Mm-hmm. I'm going to need you to be deep. And I got to buy into that. And I did, and that's the reason why we won.
So you did that, but then there was also Jason mentioned it, you wanted to be around it. Just remember watching those teams, you around the box, being down, blitzing, and doing the things. That's what made you a Hall of Famer. How much of that conversation did you have to have with your coordinators to say, you need to utilize me this way more and not be selfish about it?
Yes, and that's a good question, because the transition was, how coaches say, my office is always open. I like to put that to a test. I remember going up to see Bob Harlan. They were saying, well, my door's always open. Come see me. And I went up to see Bob Harlan, who's the GOAT, rest in peace. I said, what? I like to do something a little different. He said, well, go tell him. I said, great. So I go down there, and Fritz, he had these glasses that inside they're clear, outside they're dark. These glasses. Mm-hmm. And he had them at the bottom of his nose. He said, oh, boy, what's going on? I said, well, we're playing, this particular team. He said, what team is it? I said, but I'd rather be in the box so I can do 8-man fronts. He said, well, I don't think it fit because we don't want to be so much one-on-one on the inside. I said, I'm just telling you what I would like to do. Okay, I go down. It's Jason's fault, by the way. I go down and talk to the media. I think we should play me in the box more, and we'll stop this team. And Holmgren turns green. Can I see him for a minute? Out of my defensive back meeting. I said, what's up, Coach? He said, you can't just say it like that. Say it like this. So he told me how to say it. I said, how do I say it? Just say you want to be involved. I said, okay. All right. It's almost like taking the keys away from a 16-year-old. After you give him the keys to the car for the prom, no, you're taking an Uber.
Take a bus.
I want to drive the car. No. So they taught me communication skills, how to be a good teammate first. That's first. And then whatever the game plan is, I'm talented enough to make it work. And I think that's what Gannon got to get the guys to buy into. I don't care what I give you that week. It may not be for you. But the next week can be all about you. Like a Van Ness, this week you're going to play inside on 3rd down. And you got to be okay with it. Mm-hmm. You can't say, well, I don't think that I'm good player. You're a good player wherever they put you. If not, maybe we're talking to the wrong guy.
No.
Because they'll flip it on you. I thought you was just a great player. Well, I am. Well, not in just one system. Okay, you're right. Because there's no coach. There's no player that's smarter than a coach. There's no student smarter
There's
than
a lot
a
of
teacher.
players that think they're smarter than coaches.
Yes,
So.
because when we're driving down the street, 1265 at 11 o'clock at night, I say, why are those lights on? That's the coaches. I say, aren't they home with their families? No, they're getting the game plan together. After that, I respect my coach and my teachers. I love teachers.
Leroy, I know you love Ron Wolf, even though he didn't draft you. He knew what a great player he was getting when he came on board. I am curious. I don't want to say I ticked him off because he's become a great friend, and I love it when I get to talk to him. But I did ask him back when the Packers acquired Micah Parsons if there were any sort of similarities to getting Reggie. And, of course, he told me I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So, which he's not the first. But it's hard not to view him as potentially, if not Reggie-esque. When you look at Parsons and what he did last season and having played and been so close to Reggie, how do you see that dynamic through your eyes?
I think you're spot on because of impact. See, the thing about the media, you can ask a good question, but you got to have a follow-up.
Oh, that's not what Jason does.
Yeah, you got to follow up.
He's not a follow-up guy.
Because you can tell when you ask a good question because they don't give you eye contact. They'll just pivot to something else. But to follow up, well, did he have the same impact as Reggie? And I would say yes. Here's why. Coming from Dallas, it was unprecedented that guys would get traded in their same division, like the NFC from Dallas. You don't see that very much. This past year, you saw it a lot. But with Reggie was the first free agent ever to sue the league to be a free agent. In a big market, he was supposed to go to San Francisco. Guess what? He came to the smallest market. And the impact of when he walked through that door was, I got to elevate my game. Everybody said that. Same thing with Micah Parsons. When he came through there, when they were 9-3-1, you even saw Rashad Gary and some of these other guys playing at a high level. And when he goes out, the production went down.
Oh, yeah.
So my thing is, that proves Jason's point. Yes, that's the impact of Micah Parsons. I don't think there's nothing wrong saying that. That's the reason why you gave him the amount of money and not having the first-round pick.
Picks, yep.
You got to bring in impactful players like that to get to a Super Bowl. So I was there when Reggie came through that door, and I know what it felt like. And I was going to the Packer Hall of Fame, and shout out to Earl Dotson, who's here.
Absolutely.
And Tremont. But we did what? Well, wait a minute. The fan base and social media say the Packers never do stuff like this to give us this kind of guarantee and get this particular players. Yes, they do. And that was the impact of the same thing with Reggie White. If we didn't get Reggie White, we didn't think we can. There was 3 teams in the 90s dominated. Dallas, San Francisco, and Green Bay. And Dallas and San Francisco had things over us. They had impactful players. We had to get Reggie White. And that's the same thing with Micah Parsons. And I would even go further with that, Jason, to say without him, I just don't understand how the defense, what direction you'll go in. Because this guy was tremendous. And he is something that you want to be around. You want him in your locker room. That's an investment that I can't wait till it starts to just pay off. I'm a big fan of number 1.
And he plays hard. He's everything that you're – I still don't understand why Dallas got rid of him. I don't understand why the Giants got rid of Xavier McKinney. And Ben Johnson said this is the best safety tandem in the league that what Green Bay has. You obviously with Eugene and different guys you played with, what makes these guys so good?
Evan Williams, full disclosure, that's my nephew. I love him. You got to just know what you're good at. before Eugene Robinson, I was an average safety. Bring in Eugene, who has the best hands in the league. My hands are terrible. Matter of fact, I remember my teacher, I'm a special ed student. My teacher used to throw me Nerf footballs in the hallway, and I dropped 10 out of 10. You know what she told me? You're going to be on defense. Yeah, you're going to be on defense. So I was not good at interceptions. So Xavier wants to get back to when he led the league in interception. Evan Williams, he's their guy that can put in the box and rotate. Matter of fact, Bull, they kind of moved him more to in the slot now. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have like a 3-safety deal to stop the run. Because if you think about when they played the Ravens.
Oh, tough night.
I mean, getting somebody 300 yards rushing on you is just.
First time in the history of Lambeau. Biggest rushing attack ever at Lambeau was that night.
And your safeties have to, I would even argue, yes, I'm biased, but I would even argue that safety is one of the most important positions. It's the only position that you don't have anybody behind you. You know what you have behind you as safety? Dun-dun-dun, you on Sports Center. Mm-hmm. Somebody ran past you as a touchdown, or it's a long pass, it's a touchdown. So it's a defense that you got to have your safeties on board. But now that does put pressure on the corners. And yes, I'm a big K9 fan, Keon Nixon, but after that, well, let's take it back. Thank you to the Chicago Bears for trading DJ Moore to Buffalo. Thank you. Because that guy has given me PTSD. When you're up 21-3, 16-6, and you know they got to throw the ball, and they're getting explosion plays, that can be something can be an issue. 100%.
Talking with Pro Football Hall of Famer Leroy Butler on the in-person Yuengling Legends line. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, has now come to Wisconsin. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. All right, Roy Lee, I got two more for you. Okay. One, Tausch has talked about this. We talked with your nephew there, Unc, with Evan Williams about this as well a couple weeks ago. Tausch wants to see the Packers side. Tausch, tell me if I'm misquoting you. He wants to see a little more intensity in the Packers-Bears rivalry from the Packers side.
Leroy, I remember the idea of having Fuzzy Thurston come in and talk, and when we would be playing the importance of that rivalry. And I understand with the Rodgers and Favre era, we dominated the Chicago Bears. Those days are over. And there's an intensity gap, I believe, last year. Because I think because Matt LaFleur hadn't lost. I know we lost that meaningless game at the end of 2 years ago.
Yes.
But it almost felt like it was a rite of passage we're the Packers, we're better. The Bears took that personally, and their intensity was up. I'm saying this year, I'd like to see that intensity level where we're there, and we now recognize, because the Bears won the division, I'd like to see our players really embrace this part, and our coaching staff embrace this rivalry again. Tell me why I'm crazy.
This is why you're one of my favorite Packers. You've tapped into something that I've said. And if you notice, when you go back to y'all millions of fans, when they re-listen to this, I've sprinkled in a lot of Bear saying.
I did notice that.
That's the team. It used to be Detroit up until a couple years ago.
It's always Minnesota. Yeah.
So it was always, I'm saying with the coach, the new Detroit coach.
Yeah. Okay.
The last 2 years, because they was beating us. It's pivot now to the Bears. And you're right. Because that game, ever since Ben Johnson got there, it seemed like they're playing for keeps, and we're playing for a promise. Ben Johnson don't care. He's not trying to be your friend. He's not trying to shake your hand. He's not trying to follow the rules. And yes, he'll go for it. Yes, he'll do stuff to demoralize you. Because they're thinking, this is the youngest team in the league. How can I put pressure on them? Okay, we're just going to sell out and just blitz everybody. We don't care what happens. Ben Johnson is one of these guys that, you're supposed to back in the day, you get your gun and you take 10 steps. You're taking 10. He takes 6 and turn around and shoot you. To him, he just wants you to know that, is he? He wants you to just keep looking behind your back. I'm going to keep looking to see. We got to change that. We got to change that because the playoff game was something that was, I'm dead serious. I have anxiety already. It gave me more anxiety when we were up 21-3 at halftime because your kicker was not on the team anymore. I said, well, he got to make this because I'm doing sooner or later I'm thinking they're going to make a run. Mm-hmm. But that was the most disappointing loss in Matt LaFleur tenure to me because it was the Bears. Because you're right, ever since you go all the way back to when Rodgers said he owns you. And
Bears fans are like, what am I going to say back? He does.
Right. And then, and I know Drake's album just came out, but the Iceman was their young quarterback. He was clutch. He was – and then and one thing, Jason, I'll tell you this, because I know some people that work there, they don't think anybody in 1265 that can cover number 84, their tight end. Loveland, they can't cover him. So, we'll get rid of DJ Moore. No one can cover this guy. He's a big, tall tight end. Nobody can cover him. We're going to run the ball. So how do you change that? Maybe introducing these guys to the rivalry all over again. Now, he did say he was going to do, allegedly, Jason, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, did he, Matt say he was going to do a hard reset with the offense or something like that?
Take it down to the studs.
Year one.
So now you can do a reset and talk about it a little bit more. See, I want Alumni Weekend to be October 11th, the Bears at home.
It's a good idea.
Normally we would do it
early
the first
in September,
home game, which is a Thursday, by the way. I want it to be October 11th. You get all the alumni in there. It's Bears Week, and it's a lot.
It's a great idea.
So you do think Matt LaFleur needs to lean into the intensity?
Yes.
Okay, I agree with
that.
No doubt.
Yes. Don't do 10 steps anymore. Do 1 step and shoot. Because when you turn around, Ben Johnson standing there like, I knew you was going to do it. Because that's the reason why when they did all the owners' meetings, you didn't see him with the other coaches smoking cigars. He wasn't he wasn't doing that because that's how he got the job. He went in there intense. I'm going to beat Green Bay. Here's how I'm going to do it. They're a young team. I want to put my foot on their throat and do these wild things. But now the Green Bay Packers had to say, you know what? I'm not the smartest guy in the room anymore. I'm going to just dominate this team for 4 quarters. Now, they get paid too. But you got a lot of things that's better than them, and you got to execute it. Yes.
All right. Leroy, we got to let you go, but I want to ask you this before we do. I was a young guy covering the team in '96. You were so good to me. I've enjoyed our relationship, but I was just so happy when you went into the Hall because you, like our friend Jerry Kramer, had waited way too long. And so I'm wondering, I've got my copy of the Leroy Butler story. It's signed.
He's got a documentary coming out too, Jay.
So I got that. Every time I go into Pick and Save, I see the cartoon version of you in your gold jacket. I hear your voice. I'm just wondering, how has going into Canton changed your life? Because you don't seem to have changed as a guy.
Yeah.
But in terms of what that has meant to you and how things have maybe changed since that happened, because Lord knows it was well-deserved, and thank God Pete got you in. But what has it meant to you?
It's meant a lot only because of where I came from. And I'll make this really quick. Special needs kid, growing up in the projects, got bullied your whole life, wearing hand-me-downs. My mom raised 5 kids by herself. And I was a special ed kid. I was dyslexia. They thought I was colorblind. But they said for whatever reason, every day he comes with a smile on his face. And I remember people at church asking my mom, why does he smile so much? Oh, he just know how his life is going to end because he's going to play in the NFL. We're not going to be poor anymore, and he's going to be this famous football player. I always believed that, and God is good. And that's why Tausch mentioned that I'm working on my documentary that'll be ready at the top of 27, and it tells the story about the journey from the projects to the Hall of Fame. It's only like 382 guys in the Hall of Fame. But I live in Wisconsin because I love the people in Wisconsin, but I also love people like Tauscher who stays here and just this is a great community because people, when I go do things, they say, wait a minute, you don't live in L.A., Florida, New York? No. I live in Wisconsin because this is where it all is. And the last two people I'll mention, without them, there is no Leroy Butler. My teachers, of course. I love all teachers. But Bob Harlan was special to me. And when you see the part about him in my documentary, he was an amazing young man. If it wasn't for him and Lee Rimmel, that there's no way I could have survived coming here. I mean, you go from extreme poverty to $1 million check. I said, Bob, what do I do with this thing? Put it in the bank. And he told me something last day. He said, I remember you telling me something. I said, what's that, Bob? You want to be rich when you're old, not when you're young. Do that. So I want to be rich in the future, not when you were young. So thank you so much. Wilde and Tausch, one of my favorite shows. There's a drop for you.
Yeah, we'll drop that for sure.
Yeah, that show. Yeah.
We appreciate you. Thanks so much, Leroy.
Thank you so much. I'll come back and promote the documentary soon.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
we look forward to that.
Thank you so much.
Is Tausch interviewed for it? I feel like he needs a cameo in there.
I do have a great Leroy story. I'll tell that on the.
We may have you do some voiceover work because I think he's the next play-by-play guy when Rock leaves. I already said that.
You're
me and his wife got this plan. He should be in the play-by-play booth, and not for Wisconsin. I'm saying for the Packers when Rock leaves.
As long as he doesn't quit the radio show.
He can do both.
I need this job.
He can do both.
Jason's trying to get Dorsey, Levens. He wants Dorsey. That's his favorite Packer.
See, you got to know what you're good at. Dorsey should just be on video and not speak because he's so good.
He's a good-looking guy.
Great actor.
As soon as he speaks,
he's on Broadway.
As soon as he speaks and starts laughing and stuff, then he said, I don't want to do that. So, but you're a play-by-play
Oh, so you're
guy.
telling Dorsey just look good, don't talk.
Don't say nothing. We go with Dorsey to get in the club
That's
for
why
free.
he didn't want to join us. So we had.
We get in the club for free. Just Dorsey Levens.
Oh, my God.
You want to date
Smart.
girls?
Always,
Follow Dorsey.
Always play to your strengths, man. Always
right.
play to your strengths. No doubt.
I love you guys, man. Y'all stay up. God is good.
We appreciate you too, Leroy. You're the best.
Always a pleasure.
Tausch, you're at the Tellurian at Trapper's Turn, but in a couple weeks we're going to be back in Madison at another golf tournament.
The American
AmFam Championship.
Family Insurance Championship returns to Madison this June. Wisconsin's own Steve Stricker hosts the PGA Tour Champions event at TPC Wisconsin. Champ features best ball and scramble formats in an exciting two-person team format. American Family Insurance Championship. June 5th through the 7th. We'll be out there on the 5th. They have all of the great concert, everything else. It is a great weekend in Madison. Get details and ticket information at amfamchampionship.com.
More Wilde and Tausch and more Packers legends straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Your road to the ESPN Milwaukee Open starts with one lucky phone call. Listen to On the Tee Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee for your chance to qualify. 10 listeners will each receive a randomly assigned golfer in the Memorial Tournament, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome. Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Carblist, the Jewelry Center, PCI, Captivate Exhibits, Welky's, Fifth Third Bank, Epic Color, and Jet Out.
2 $2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. After your round, stop in the clubhouse for food and drinks. Call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Hauser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
To appear a little bit later in the program. Tausch, you've known Leroy a long time, or Roy Lee, as the defensive guys used to call him back in the day. When you sit with him and you listen to him, you know, you and he both different from other former players in that you guys are on top of this team. Like you know this team really well. Well, other guys, you know, they watch casually. They're interested. They want to see the Packers succeed. But his insights and him talking, what jumped out at me, among many things, was him talking about Fritz Schirmer and basically doing the same thing that we expect Jonathan Gannon to do, which is figure out what his guys do best and tailor the system to what they do.
Well, that is how you should do it, and if you're not doing it that way, I think you're doing your players a disservice. So I know everybody is excited to kind of find out what the base defense is going to be and all of these other things, but why I think Fritz Schirmer had so much success was he had great players, and he found roles that they could really highlight their strengths and put a ton of pressure on the defense. And then as Leroy got into getting guys to accept roles, that does need to come from your locker room. And that's why I say quarterbacks need to handle the wide receiver room, which is tough. And you need a Micah Parsons. You need your best players, the guys that aren't being asked to sacrifice a lot. Like Leroy would be asked to play cover two. He didn't really love doing it. I'm guessing Reggie, I don't think they probably told Reggie you need to drop into coverage a lot. That's not how that worked. You need those guys to kind of, when there is a week maybe that they're not going to be highlighted, make sure they accept that role, because what you don't want to have, what was the word, disgruntled? Disgruntlement spreads quickly in a locker room, especially when you lose. And when you have to have some resiliency, you want to have everybody working together, buying in. Why that team was so special was they didn't let a loss to Indy. They didn't let some tough things happen derail them. It emboldened and strengthened them, because I think we all just think that was smooth sailing because they were so good. First in offense, first in defense, great return guy. There were some stretches that they struggled too, and they didn't get knocked out. They got back off the mat, and that's why they're going to be celebrating a 30-year Super Bowl championship anniversary.
Tausch, we know you've got some commitments a little bit later in the program, so why don't you tell us about UW Credit Union and tell us how you're a member.
I am a member. Thank you for remembering. I'm a member of UW Credit Union, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals, and there's a lot of great defensive players out here today. And if you're ready to give the fees the stiff arm, like I am, UW Credit Union can help. No monthly fees or overdrafts that never cost more than $5. They'll save members over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch with Tausch live at the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament at Trapper's Turn in the Dells. Starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and we know the best place to watch a Brewers game is at the ballpark, but the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game is X-Golf in Brookfield or X-Golf in Mequon all season long. During Brewers games, whether it's during the day, whether it's at night, you get 50% off your sim time. They have $2 Miller Lite taps and have club-level Brewers ticket giveaways all season long. Don't miss out at X-Golf in Brookfield and X-Golf in Mequon. It's the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high-alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour. Tausch begins now with Tausch live from the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament in the Dells at Trapper's Turn. Our friend Andy North's amazing course. Tausch, one of the you heard Leroy talking about Colston Loveland and that the Bears don't think that the Packers have anybody that could cover him. And as of right now, the evidence would suggest that they aren't wrong about that, based on his performance in the playoff game. Mm-hmm. I think the Packers would probably say that once Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Bears and the other 30 teams in the league don't have anybody that covered him either. We talk a lot about him. I wrote about him earlier this week on channel3000.com after seeing Wes Hodkowitz's video of him punting the empty beer can off the stage at the Luke Combs show with his leg that he tore his ACL in. That's not the same as catching a stick route and running, down the seam and all the other things he's got to do. But how encouraged are you about what the Packers offense can be, assuming they have Tuck?
I think when you add him along with Watson, we saw Tucker last year pre-injury. If he wasn't the top tight end in the league, he was number 1A, 1B, 1C, however you want to break it down. So it just gives you so many more options, and it puts such a pressure on an opposing defense that this offense will be a rocket ship if both of those guys are healthy. And then if you add in the Matthew Golden effect, and that, but it all comes back to, and when Earl joined us earlier, I think everybody that has played offensive line has concerns and questions about where this group is at, and if that gets figured out, it's going to be a big year offensively. But that's a big if. So the Tucker Kraft component, when you can add one of the best tight ends along with, I know Christian Watson has to prove it consistently, but when he is at his best and he is right, he is really stinking good. So all of those things make this offense, it has the nuts and bolts to be really explosive and really put a lot of pressure on a defense, and that's all you can ever hope for.
For those that don't recall, and I know you do because you had predicted that this would be the game that Christian Watson returned for. The day was October 25th, 2025.
A little before Halloween, right?
Smaller story, indeed. Smaller story, but the Packers were playing against Aaron Rodgers for the first time. So that story that week took a lot of attention. Packers win the game 35-25. Jordan Love throws for a season-high 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 134.2 passer rating.
It's pretty good. Pretty good second half, if my memory serves me.
The Packers' leading receivers that day, Tucker Kraft, 7 catches for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, that's pretty good.
Christian Watson, 4 catches, 85 yards. I do believe that game proves exactly the point that you're saying. That's the only game, Tausch, that they played together last season.
Mm-hmm.
In full. The next week they play Carolina, and that's the game that Tucker gets hurt in. Yep. So I would think, and Leroy was talking about going to Fritz Schirmer's office. I would guess that if Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson walk into Matt LaFleur's into his office, and ask about the offense, I'm guessing that Matt LaFleur and Steno and the whole crew, they're drawing up all kinds of things with the two of those guys on the field. Because if they're together, to your point, who do you even view as the bigger threat if you're a defense? Who's the circle guy?
Watson.
Right. But not by much.
Because teams don't want to give up the big play. They want to make you churn things out. But Watson is going to make Tucker so much better because you can roll a safety down, and there's just a lot of things that you're going to have to do if Christian Watson is right. And that's why I always scoffed at Jesse when he would say, oh, he's just another guy. Well, he's not. And opposing teams realize that. Now I think you're going to continue to see more and more of that. So the two of them together are going to be potent. We thought last year was going to be Tucker Kraft kind of offense, and it was because Watson was hurt. Now I have to imagine everybody over there is just doing this. Just can't wait to even get out there to see what they have. And that, who should be really excited is Matthew Golden because he's going to be at best the third, what defenses are going to look at as the third option, and he is a first-round pick with big-time potential, and he is going to get favorable coverages. He's going to get a ton of opportunities to showcase what he can do. Oh, and by the way, your leading receiver when healthy is Jaden Reed. He's going to be your fourth option, more than likely. That's a pretty good place to start when you're basing your offense on what you can get done.
We're going to play trivia. Tausch is going to take a brief respite, and then I think we're going to get Santana and Gilbert to join us coming up during the 10 o'clock hour. Before we play trivia, Jesse, what's today's category, even without Tausch, and what caller would you like?
It is a Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Tausch, I'll just text you the questions separately while you're getting your golf clubs ready for whatever you got going.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Wisconsin Geography Wednesday is today's trivia category. There are 27 holes at Trappers Turn in Wisconsin
There is.
Dells.
Yes.
How about caller 27?
Nice.
Although then you have to add Andy's got the other 12-hole course.
No,
so
we're good with 27. 27's good.
So that would be
regulation size.
Okay. You didn't say that.
Level holes,
All
27 holes. Yeah,
we'll give you. A break today.
The 12 holes, the par 3. That's nice
that's
too,
a
though.
Fun course
too. It's just the right number of holes too for a golf outing. Caller 27 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 27 plays trivia after Tausch tells us about American Family Insurance.
A proud partner of Wilde and Tausch. Since 1927, they've been committed to making life better, and I appreciate that. In football, you build something that lasts by protecting what matters most. It's no different at home. And with the right home and auto coverage from American Family Insurance, you've got protection you can count on, so you're free to focus on your family and the dreams you're chasing. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Trivia presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The Brew Crew are back on June 2nd.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Francisco Giants.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Brewers baseball is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in June 2nd at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, Tom, I just really can't get my kids off their phones lately. What's your secret, man?
I told you last time, go to PrecisionSportsOnline.com and buy a hoop. And while you're there, include their court line painting. You'll thank me later. PrecisionSportsOnline.com. That's PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Enjoy Ozaukee County's premier golf destination, The Bog in Saukville. Featuring 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, The Bog offers a golf experience unlike any other for all skill levels. But The Bog is more than just golf. It's the perfect setting for corporate events, weddings, and group outings. Our team brings every detail to life. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, then enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy The Bog.
On Thursday, May 28th, join Sharp for the 10th annual Unwrapped MKE from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based education programs serving thousands of urban elementary students in schools throughout Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus. Any make, any model, any condition. You'll be surprised at how much you'll get for your trade at the Cunis Trade-Up event, happening now at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis dealerships in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. That's right. Any make, any model, any condition. Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus and take advantage of great new vehicle specials from Chevrolet, GMC, and Buick. Looking for value? Shop over 3,000 pre-owned vehicles group-wide with models for every lifestyle and payments for every budget. Plus, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. The Cunis Trade-Up event is happening now. Get a $1,000 trade-in bonus. Any make, any model, any condition. For a limited time only. Find your nearest location at shopcunis.com.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
When your team needs custom gear, don't wing it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More is your local partner for high-quality apparel with hands-on design help and services that actually feel, well, helpful. For your business, teams, or events, Big Frog makes it easy. Visit bigfrog.com/Mequon today.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Something is about to happen for the second straight day. I'll tell you what it is after Big Voice Guy tells you about Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Cousin Subs, Iron Jock, and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on. By Iron Jock, no stink, just performance. And proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Let's welcome in our contestant who is a first-time contestant. It is Don on the south side. Don, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Have you been trying for a long time, or did you just decide today to play and you got through?
Just decided to play today. Normally I'm working down in Illinois, and I just kind of listen online, so I don't try to call. But I took the day off today, so I was listening and called in for the first time.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, let's make it an even better day off. Let's get all three of these correct. Here we go. Question number 1, Don. Which of these best describes where trappers turn in Wisconsin Dells is located relative to the Everlight Solar Studios at ESPN Madison? Boy, that's a long first question.
Don's got it. Don's got this.
Are the Dells and Trappers Turn located northwest of the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, southwest, or down 2 water slides and around the lazy river?
I would say northwest.
You would be correct. You are 1 for 1. Question 2. Latitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest north? Farthest north. Is it Green Bay, Blue Mounds, or Black River Falls?
Oh, boy.
This ain't easy.
I will say Green Bay.
I would have said Black River Falls, and I would have been wrong, and you are right. Jesse, is that
I had
close?
no idea what Black River Falls was.
Black River Falls is kind of on the way, like up in the La Crosse-ish area.
You take 29 over from Green Bay.
It's actually very close latitudinally to Green Bay, but Green Bay is a little bit further north. Blue Mounds is west of Madison. That's way further south than the other two.
That's what
I think I've driven through there before. I don't think I've ever driven through Black River Falls.
Yeah, that was. I would have gotten it wrong. Just being honest. All right, let's not get question 3 wrong, Don, and let's have a perfect day. Question 3 is this. The city of Wisconsin Dells spans 4 counties: Adams, Juneau, Sauk, and Columbia. So you're telling me, Jesse, that if you're in the Dells, you could be in 4 different counties in the same town?
I don't know if it's like the 4 corners with the states in the Southwest where you can stand in all 4 at once, but I do know that parts of Wisconsin Dells extend into 4 different counties.
That's wild. All right. Don, the question is this. But the majority of the city is located in which of these counties? I can tell you it's not Juneau. Again? I'm sorry. I will give them to you again. Juneau did not make the cut. So it's the majority of the Dells is located in one of these 3 counties. Is it Adams, Sauk, or Columbia?
I'm not sure. I will say Columbia.
I love that when you guess right. I would have gotten that wrong, too. What a debut. You're like the Miz throwing a no-hitter for 5 innings. A perfect 3 for 3. What else are you going to do with your day off other than win a trivia?
Well, I mean, obviously we're going to watch Brewers-Cubs tonight.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And as someone who travels to Illinois, I assume that you deal with Cubs fans on a regular basis.
Yeah, about 95% of my work is Cubs fans. So, yeah.
Sounds brutal.
Do you get hazard pay for that?
Nice.
No, but if we win tonight and sweep, tomorrow's going to be a really fun day at work.
Yeah, you don't want to take tomorrow off. Yeah, don't. Better go to work tomorrow. Don, well played, my friend. Perfect score. You mean you got 4 entries into the drawing on Friday. Thanks for playing. We appreciate your loyalty to the show, man.
Thank you so much.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Iron Jock Cousins Subs and, of course, Vortex Golf. We will rejoin the fun, the mirth and merriment going on at the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament at Trappers Turn in Wisconsin Dells. Which of the 4 counties is Trappers Turn in, Jesse?
That I did not do enough research into.
Okay, that's okay. I didn't expect you to.
Apologize.
I would have gotten just the first question right, and that was it. I would not have had a good day today.
Nice showing for Don.
It was definitely a good showing for Don. Congratulations to him. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we don't just see the uniform, we see the people in them. Ewald salutes those who serve and are brave first responders. Thank you for your dedication, sacrifice, and for keeping us safe. As always, service members and their families can benefit from the Ewald Military Advantage Program with special pricing and incentives on every vehicle. And for every new car sold this month, we'll make a donation to local military and first responder charities. Thank you from Ewald Automotive Group.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and we know the best place to watch a Brewers game is at the ballpark, but the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game is X-Golf in Brookfield or X-Golf in Mequon all season long. During Brewers games, whether it's during the day, whether it's at night, you get 50% off your sim time. They have $2 Miller Lite taps and have club-level Brewers ticket giveaways all season long. Don't miss out at X-Golf in Brookfield and X-Golf in Mequon. It's the second best place on earth to watch a Brewers game.
Heck yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 2 in Brookfield, 1 in Greenfield, where I went, to buy my fiance's dream engagement ring. You don't become Wisconsin's most trusted and respected name in diamonds on accident. Robert Hack Diamonds has been in Wisconsin for almost 80 years, serving the Milwaukee area and all of the state with top-notch customer service and all the help you need along the way. I had no idea what I was doing. I knew I got the girl right, but I wanted to get the diamond right too, and Robert Hack Diamonds made sure that happened. If you're looking to take that next step just like I did, there's only one place to go. That's Robert Hack Diamonds, 3 locations in the Milwaukee area. Tell them I sent you, and whether you like me have no idea what you're doing or have a really good idea of what you're doing, go to the best in Wisconsin. You want that day to be special, and you want that ring to be special. They created my fiance's dream engagement ring, and they can create yours too. Visit them online, roberthackdiamonds.com, or in Greenfield or Brookfield. And just like me, you'll leave that store saying, heck yeah, because of Robert Hack Diamonds.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a legendary group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 5th through the 7th with an exciting team competition at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Little Big Town with special guests Randy Houser and May Estes. Friday, June 5th at Breeze Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on with Tausch live at the Tellurian Golf Outing. Tausch, I think I spy one of my favorite players from my early years of covering this football team. Who you got with you?
He says that He says that about everybody. Just so you know,
everybody
it's literally everybody
that
jumps on, except for there's maybe one guy here that I know that that he won't say that about. I won't mention any names today, but yes, we are joined by Santana Dotson. I think Santana's come on the show a few times. Him and Gilbert, man, they are out and about in the community, and you guys have been at this event longer than I've been at this event. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Good morning, Wisconsin. It's great to be out here again, as usual. We've been doing the Tellurium event, I'd hate to say it, probably about 9-10 years.
Oh, at least.
At least. But it's for a good cause, right? And it's, what they do on a daily basis, it's one of those things that you mark it in your calendar. Like, I got to be there to try to give them a shout-out and help any way I can. And it's our way of giving back. And guess what? We're riding around on a golf cart for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, you don't even really golf much, do you?
We joke on everybody.
It's a clown.
It makes it fun, yeah.
Get you back in the locker room a little bit, you and Gilbert. And Frankie's always out here. And
Without a doubt. And it's good to see everybody. Good to see you.
It's always fun to just get back together. And I got to tell this story because when I was a rookie, and this is one of my favorite deals, I'm just trying to figure things out. And there's a tempo to things, especially early on. And we had a little slide protection. I came down, I kind of popped you, and you're like, young man, hey, that's not how we do this here. Early on, and you kind of – that was one of the things you kind of learn. There's a practice and a pace that you need to set now. It wasn't with pads. It was just one of those deals. But I always appreciated your veteran leadership. And can you just kind of go back, because we were just talking before we jumped on, 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years since that championship season that you guys put together.
I can't believe it. 1996, us putting all that together, and it's great. It's great to be back and for everything to fall in line. You look back on it. I always tell folks, like, when you're playing and you're in the midst of it, you feel like every year is a potential special season, a chance to get back into that ring or that arena of the Super Bowl. And we were able to do it in 96. Sometimes you fall short, and we were able to do it in 96. We had a bunch of injuries down the stretch in November, December, but it's all about playing your best ball going into January, and we were able to do that and end up in the winner's circle. So making those sweet memories.
What was it about that team, do you think? Because it wasn't – you were so good on everything, special teams, obviously defense, but what was it about? Was it the camaraderie, or what was different about that group?
I think the will and the willingness to play for the guys next to you. And it happened every year, but I think no matter what, the determination of we've got to find a way and figure some things out. We were top offensively and defensively in most categories that year. Special teams was real big with Desmond, and we were able to put the things together that on a consistent basis to not let the other guy down or the other team, the special teams or the offense. We were like, okay, let us be the one that can be depended on.
Santana, when you look back at your front four, right, with you, Gilbert, Sean Jones, and there was another guy, really deep voice. That was pretty damn good, right? He would have been mad that I said he was pretty damn good. But when you look at that, and then you look at, because you're keeping track of the Packers every year. If Devontae Wyatt and now they've added Javon Hargrave, if they come to you and they say, "Hey, Unc, tell us what the secret is to being a really good front four," or in their case, whatever they're doing, front four, front three, front five, they're going to be multiple. What's the key to that? Because you guys worked in concert so well. Kind of goes back to what your point was there about playing for each other, but you can't just manufacture that. It's got to be authentic, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think as a to be a premier defensive lineman or defensive line in the NFL, a lot of times we get away from, or the guys get away from, thinking that it's 90% rushing the passer. And I think those guys that you named earlier, myself included, we were predicated on stopping the run first on the way to the passer.
Has that changed, do you think?
I think it has, but then if you look at the teams that are traditionally and going to the playoffs, they're still your better running teams in the NFL, right? When you start looking at the Philadelphias, teams like that are always going to your San Frans. They're still usually the top running teams offensively in the NFL. So if you're trying to get championships, you definitely got to play those teams a little bit different. You got to play that run first, and now you're putting the offense and the quarterback in 2nd and 7, 3rd and 5+. And it's hard to get consistently beat when they're always in the, when their back's against the wall, Tausch. So I think that's really a big thing, like playing well as a full front against the run, then getting after the passer.
Can you tell our fans what it's like to have somebody, because I think, and I'm not going to compare Micah and Reggie, but the impact and how opposing offenses approach that and what opportunities that gave, because I'm sure that helped you, that helped everybody else, Vonnie and the whole crew.
Yeah.
What does that mean to a defense?
I think that automatically where the offense has to gear, slide their protection, things like that. So somebody like Micah has to be accounted for on every snap. And Reggie was the same way. Like I hadn't played with anybody as dominant as a Reggie White, meaning that he could line up from the right offensive tackle to the left offensive tackle and dominate that position. And when somebody like that comes, you're geared up towards that. The offense has to adjust. And when the offense has to adjust to a Micah or a Reggie White, now we can run so many things. You can run games away from that protection, or you can run a different blitz action away from that protection. So it helps your defense do things so much better.
Santana, when you think back to your career, because we were talking pretty extensively about Jordan Love yesterday, and you started your career in Tampa. You spent 4 years there. You were runner-up for Defensive Player of the Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, yeah.
Yeah, and you were a really good player. Like, you were a good player before you got to Green Bay. I'm not sure how many people knew how good of a player you were when the Packers got you, because you played in Tampa, right? And you guys struggled.
Definitely.
You obviously had Brett on your team. Tausch played with both Brett and Aaron Rodgers. How does it change when you have that guy, and when you watch Jordan Love, how much hope do you have that he can continue to elevate to maybe not be Brett, but be closer to that and give these teams more opportunity to succeed?
Yeah, I think Jordan Love has definitely got the growth potential, and he's got the mindset. A lot of it, like when you're right, it's a great, like coming from Tampa to Green Bay, like the biggest difference was, I excelled individually being the Rookie of the Year and things like that, leading the team in sacks and all those things I did in Tampa. But, it's a team sport. Football is the ultimate team sport. So being able to tie in with the full defensive line, like with the Reggie and the Gills and the Shawns of the world, was a big deal. And Jordan is finding his way in that same manner. The standard has been set in Green Bay, particularly at the quarterback position. And that's from the Brett Favre's. You can go back to Bart Starr. Bart Starr was a consummate off-the-field ambassador for the sport and the position. And then you go to the Aaron Rodgers. And Jordan has to find his own space in a space that's very tight, because you're playing, everybody I named is a Hall of Famer. But his arm talent is outstanding. His mindset is outstanding. You just want him to put it together for himself and the team. And when that happens, he'll go into the hall with those other great quarterbacks.
I just want to tell you, Santana, I know you're a talented guy on a bunch of levels. But the fact that Tausch brought in your partner in crime while you were talking, and that you never even skipped a beat.
You can't.
What a pro. Yeah. I'm so impressed right now.
Well, let me tell you, Gil's full of antics. And a lot of stuff we do, he runs his foundation and his charities throughout Wisconsin, and we hang up and down the highways of Wisconsin, the highways and byways, and he tries to be a distraction. He's a major distraction, but I don't let it happen, Jay. Jay, I will not let him do it.
You don't get distracted at all by him?
No, not at all. I won't let him. Don't do it.
I don't know if I
Tunnel
buy
vision.
That. Gilbert, you tell me you don't distract Santana at all?
No.
What was that?
Absolutely not. No.
We will take a break, and then we will have the greatest duo act, I would argue, in Packers history, at least from an entertainment level. Santana Dotson and Gilbert Brown. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Let's go, Wisconsin.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Think you've got championship luck in your corner? 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee and Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are giving one lucky listener and a guest a chance to play in the ESPN Milwaukee Open. Listen weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. June 15th through the 17th and be the right caller to qualify. 15 listeners will each be paired with a golfer in the U.S. Open Championship, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome.
Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Carbliss, The Jewelry Center, PCI, Captivate Exhibits, Welky's, Fifth Third Bank, Epic Color, and Jet Out.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Toscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
At Associated Bank, we get life gets complicated. So banking, it should be easy to get. That's why our tools speak your language. Automated savings, it's saving automatically for anything. Digital controls, you lose your card, you're still in control. Turn it off, then on, all on the app. And Money Monitor, you know where your money goes, like those long forgotten subscriptions. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
Sushi is more than a meal. It's an art form, and now you're invited to create it. St. Kate the Arts Hotel presents Studio Sessions, The Art of the Roll, an intimate, hands-on evening inside the studio kitchen and cocktails where guests are welcome with a complimentary cocktail, wine, beer, or sake, then guided through crafting 3 stunning sushi rolls from the very first fold to the final cut. This is culinary artistry made personal. Reserve your evening at stkatearts.com.
Life's better with Grimaud & Associates Agency with American Family Insurance because your life isn't one size fits all. It's your home, your car, and the people who count on you. Ben Brest here for Grimaud & Associates. Bundle your home and auto insurance to simplify coverage, keep it all in one place, and save on the policies you need most. Bundle more, worry less. Contact Mandy Grimaud Lococo at Grimaud & Associates today at 414-332-0838.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
The last weekend in June, experience the excitement as the Epson Tour's rising stars compete in the Island Resort Championship at Sweetgrass, the ultimate fan-friendly golf event with great views and chances to meet the next generation of LPGA players. Tickets are $10 and kids get in free. June 26th through the 28th, the Island Resort Championship at Sweetgrass. For tournament details and to explore our premier golf destination, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. You want people to actually show up for your community event, charity gala, or nonprofit fundraiser while making a memorable impression on them. Events by Design turns those moments into meaningful experiences that engage your audience and bring your mission to life. They manage everything: designing, planning, production. No stress, no loose ends. Just an experience your guests remember, exponentially benefiting your cause. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Tausch continues live from the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament, and he is now bracketed. Bracket coverage of Old Boy. On one side of him, Santana Dotson. On the other side, much like they were when they were manning the middle of the Packers' defensive line, it is Gilbert Brown joining Will Dietausch. How you doing, big fella?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
It's a good-looking shirt, man.
I'm
He's got
just
a Popeye.
happy that we got Tausch in the middle. You know,
I
two
feel-
defensive guys got him cornered right
I'm
now.
not going to lie to you. If this was an airplane, I would not. This would be a miserable run. I mean, just think. This would not be, I would need a lot of streaming services and a lot of your bourbon.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you.
I want to make sure Gilbert can give a pop for his new
A
bourbon
plug,
that he's
yes.
putting out. Yeah.
Jay Henry and Gilbert Brown collab. Is that the word?
I think it's
I don't know how
collab,
to.
isn't it? Or is it
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. But anyway, collaboration on some bourbon, and it's called Gravedigger Whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give us a review. How is it?
Hey, it's some good stuff.
Okay.
It goes down smooth.
If it wasn't, would you say it wasn't?
Oh, I would tell him.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Yeah, I would let him know.
It's 93 proof, though.
Is it 93?
Yeah.
Oh,
93
that's
proof.
That's That's very good.
Yeah.
That's
Did
good
you think
marketing.
of that yourself?
No, Jay Henry did.
Jay Henry did. Okay, I like it. 93.
There you go. All right, Gilbert, I just asked Santana a little bit.
Yes.
Can you say, with how important that interior part of the defensive line and where Green Bay's at right now, everybody knows about Micah, but as far as getting after the quarterback and kind of just where they're at with that group, how do you see it so far?
Well, I'll tell you what, man, the dynamics of the defensive line, if you go back to our defensive line, you had Reggie White and Sean Jones on the outside. Now, Santana was inside with me, and I tried to help him as best I could.
Yeah,
he had
tell him where he needs
He had
to go
CTE before CTE had
how to
CTE.
run stunts and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah.
Hey, man, what we doing this play? anyway, so the dynamics of the defense.
How many hours you two sit in a sauna together?
Oh, man. Oh, man. But anyway, the dynamic. Can I finish? The
Yeah, you
dynamics
can. My
of the
bad.
defense is me and Santana has to push the rabbit out of the box. So that's why Reggie White, Sean Jones, and sometimes Santana Dotson got all the sacks, because our job is to create pressure up the middle so we can run the rabbit out of there. So the dynamics of the defense is you got to have something to complement the other side or something in the middle to get the pressure in the box to get the quarterback out.
So
Push the
what
rabbit
you
out
say,
the box.
You a squeezer? You a squeezing a rabbit?
I'm a biter.
You a biter?
Bite that.
Bite the
You're like Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer.
You ain't going to get that breakdown anywhere else.
No, you're really not. Hey, you know what? Just this reminds me, because there were many times when I would make my way to that area of the locker room, especially that time I had the giant infection in my face, and you two were very concerned about me in Chicago, so much so that you said, "Don't." Is that contagious? Don't come by us, which I appreciated your concern. But you guys, in all seriousness, you were such a great duo act on the field, and then obviously off the field, the closeness that you guys have is hard to replicate. Is that again a Santana was talking about this earlier, Gilbert. Is that another indicator of, you have to have great players, but if you don't have the connectivity and the camaraderie, no matter how many great players you have, you're not going to accomplish the ultimate goal?
I believe so. Ron Wolf, Mr. Ron Wolf, and his staff, not long was they watching how good you are and, this and that. They also went back and tried to see what kind of person you were. Because if me and Santana, if we never met and we was walking down the street and we were just two regular people, I'd slap him, Just slap taste out of his mouth, But since Mr. Wolf brought us together, I'm tired of him always talking about, I'm 6'5", I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, dude, you're not 6'5", you're 6'4".
Well, even if you were 6'5", you're not 6'5" anymore, because we all shrink, right?
Everybody but him, Towels.
Have you got
This
taller?
interview is not about height, Towels, but I am still 6'5", baby.
Oh, God.
I still am.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, like I was saying, I think Mr. Wolf and everybody really did their homework on putting that team together because, I mean, everybody in the locker room just liked everybody. You know, it was no cliques. It was no this, that, or the other. Even I think Tausch used to go out on Thursday night get some wings too, didn't you?
I tried to.
Yeah. It was never a black and white thing.
Weigh in on that Friday was.
Oh yeah. That's why you never saw.
That's why you got in that sauna.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
to Jason's point, it takes that camaraderie to be able to get through because when everybody's winning, everybody loves each other, right?
Yeah.
It's when you have a tough loss in Indy or you lose games that maybe you don't think about, that's when you need to lean on all of that chemistry that you guys have, and that's where you springboard and have the resiliency to go and do what you did in Santana 30 years ago now.
Yeah, it's a long time. I mean, we all getting gray hair and, you know, and grandbabies and all that crazy. The real life stuff that we didn't think could never happen to Superman happened to us. So.
It's happening. And I'll piggyback on that, too. You know, a lot of it, you know, you see the camaraderie and how we got along, but we also, you know, getting along now, and we also got along then. When you start talking about not wanting to let your teammate down, but not only that, knowing where your teammate's going to be. So, you know, the fact that we could be so dominant on the inside, a lot of times we played well off of each other. Or I definitely knew, like, hey, I can shoot this gap, for instance, and I know my brother or Gil is going to be on the backside, so there is no cutback for the running back. So if I can chase and funnel him into his back, or he's got to come to me, or he's going to go back to Gil.
I ain't going to do all that running. I ain't doing all that running.
You didn't want to do a lot of running, but if I could run it to him.
Yeah, run it to me, baby boy. I'll take it for you.
Pull out the shovel. Here it comes.
That's a trust thing, right?
Yeah, you got to be able to.
You have to trust. You're going to be in the right spot because if you're not, you're going to look bad. You're not going to get the job done. Yeah. But it also puts you in harm's way.
That's right. Especially with a guy like Barry Sanders. You better know where you're supposed to be, or he going to make you going to be on that Cadillac commercial.
All right.
I still have nightmares about Barry.
Yeah,
is he the guy? Is that the one where it was you just like when we were talking about Wemby the other day and how you're a big hoops guy.
Yeah.
How freakish he is and you have to watch. Same thing. Barry Sanders, you guys obviously had to do your job, but that was one where you're like, when Randy Moss said, it's Brett Favre out there, I got to see him. Is that kind of the attitude?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. And, you know, and the fact that we played them at least twice a year and, you know, in the conference, in the division. And, you know, I can't tell you how many times, you know, we've done well against him, but I can't tell you how many times he might have had 20, 30 yards by halftime. And then all of a sudden he broke 2 runs and he's got 160 yards at the half. You know, I mean, he's just one of those guys that every play it takes all 11 or all 11 plus the sideline, so all 12 defenders to be able to handle them.
It's kind of like Vernon Maxwell when he said Michael Jordan made him lose sleep at night.
Yeah, gonna
that's
go
how
to
he gonna make us lose some sleep.
Yeah,
that night.
All right, we know we got to let you guys go, but you said. Playing Barry Sanders twice a year. You also played the Bears twice a year. Tausch wants to see a little more fire, a little more.
I mean, you guys remember this? They'd have guys come in to speak, like the old guy. I remember Fuzzy Thurston came in and spoke to us about the importance of that rivalry, and I just felt like we had beaten him so much. Rodgers with the own you. That I thought the intensity gap was too heavy towards Chicago, and I thought that played itself last year.
Yeah.
What are we? I mean, as fans now, how do you want the current players to kind of handle all that?
I always try to tell everybody I go bear hunting with a switch. I want to annihilate the Bears every time they touch the field because you get sick of the 85 Bears and how good they were. I mean, put our stats up against the 85 Bears. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where I never lost to the Bears. Never. And if we did during my tenure, I didn't play that game. Huh? Sit your Hey, they got real eggs on the thing now. We need to go get some more real eggs. They ain't got powdered eggs. They got
you like those real eggs?
I like the real eggs. Yeah.
All right, you got
Santana. Before we go, do you kind of feel the same way as Gilbert? Like that is the gold standard as far as that's.
Yeah, it's a rivalry, and I would have to agree with you, Tausch. Like, you know, being linemen, I think we look at different innate things, right? Like the running, the block, and the tackling has to be a little bit more physical on a Bear week, right? You've got to finish everything, every tackle, every block, you know. So I watched that last year, and I was kind of disappointed, you know. So hopefully, definitely the rivalry is back the way they dominated.
It's definitely back.
It's definitely back. They're an up-and-coming team, so we got to deal with them. So hopefully Jordan and the boys will be ready this year.
All right.
We'll be ready. They will be ready.
You guys go get your eggs. And before we say goodbye to Gilbert, in fairness, in 141 career NFL games, including playoffs.
Oh, he's fact-checking you.
He did have 8 sacks, so don't be short-shrifting the big fella.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, boys.
All right, y'all be
Appreciate
good.
you.
Thanks, guys.
More Wildy and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Another hour of Wildy and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian, there's amore.
Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Conveniently located in between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch the action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get you in free with a paying adult at the gate and camp on site all weekend long. IndyCar is must-see and is coming up on June 18th through the 21st. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com to get tickets.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Woods to the city and work at home on the run. Wisconsin sports for you, full of insights and fun. Jason Wilde, Mark Tauscher, 10 years strong and ready for more. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors. Wilde and Tausch, talking football every day. Wilde and Tausch, Milwaukee, Madison, and Green Bay. On the teams you love, on Wisconsin all the time. Wilde and
The 11 o'clock hour of, as you heard in that incredible song, Wilde and Tausch, is not Wilde and Tausch. It is instead Bulaga and the other guy. I don't know if this qualifies as a cousin sub appearance, but Brian Bulaga, kind enough to move around his schedule so he could listen to that incredible song. That is Brian. First of all, welcome. Good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
He
better when
likes
we're not
it.
playing that song.
He likes it.
Brian, I want to make sure you understand that is not Jesse singing, playing any instruments. That is AI-generated music by Jesse Nelson. And he said, and I quote, even though it was supposed to be off the record. He played that to start the 11 o'clock hour because, quote, I wanted to play it for Brian. So since he did that just for you, your thoughts?
AI can do anything these days, I guess.
Including make bangers.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure if that should be a repeat on the show. I think that's a one and done.
He thinks it's our new theme song. He's decided.
No,
it's our new theme song.
Oh God, no! Just stick with the way the show normally always opens with Jason.
No, we can't do that.
Sound bits and Tausch's sound bits. Just stick with that. That's really good. It's a good opening. Maybe maybe change the sound bites yearly. Throughout the year. Different sound bites.
There's an idea.
Like maybe do that. But do not make that the opener to this show. Please.
Do you have any idea how hard he worked on the prompts for these AI generated songs? He doesn't have time to be putting in other sound bites.
It must be really hard to type in the words you want the AI song to sing and then have it produce a song. I get it. It's got to be tough.
Well, if it's so easy, why don't you do it for your little appearances here once a week, and then we'll play your little theme song.
Why don't you do a song for Brian's appearances?
Maybe I will. If everyone hates the theme song for our show, then I guess we're going to scrap that. I might as well come up with a new theme song. So sure, I'll make a Brian Bulaga theme song.
When did that AI constructed song become the official theme song? Is that
Monday?
Official now?
Monday we unveiled. We were at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. We were on stage. There's all these great musical acts that come through the Hard Rock in Rockford every year. I'm inspired. I'm looking at Dolly Parton on a portrait to our left, Miley Cyrus to our right. I'm like, you know what? This is the day. We're going to unveil it. And it has been much maligned, despite how much of a banger it is and how many focus groups it passed to getting to that point.
Focus groups.
Yeah. Oh, there were focus groups. There were focus groups.
Yeah.
Your parents don't count as a focus group.
No, they didn't send it to them. Are you kidding? They weren't in the focus group.
I don't know who's in that focus group, but
he's making that up. It's not true. He's making.
I mean, it's true. There was a focus group. It was approved.
It was other people that work that are on our team.
Might have been the same people that looked over Jackson Smith and Jigba's Offensive Player of the Year trophy, but it was a focus group.
All right. Well, we will continue to hash out our AI-generated music. Again, Tausch's suggestion was him and Jesse with a musical original. Jesse's talented. As much as it pains me to say this, he's a talented cat now when it comes to music. And the idea of using something AI-generated and instead of tapping into his musical you were like a music minor at Bradley, were you not?
It was a double major at Bradley University.
Even worse than that you're not using your talents.
I am using my talents. There was a lot of editing involved in the creation of that song.
Wait a second. You paid X amount of money to be a double major in music and then create an AI-generated theme song. So what did you pay to go to college for if you're making AI-generated stuff? Come on. Give me a break.
Great question.
And Homer
gives
me a hard time for not finishing college. Well, you did, and you double majored, and then you went to the internet and created a AI song. I'm with Wildy.
And
you and Tausch should do this. You create the song. I want you to play the song. You should be singing the song. Tausch should be singing the song. That makes it authentic, not a robot doing it.
Great. We need it by June 1st, and I'm off next week. So we'll get right on that.
Of course you are. Well, all right. Let's do this because as much as I could tease Jesse all day, and look, I would be happy to sing harmonies, backup vocals behind Tausch. He's the star of the show. I get it. So he can be the star of the new theme. Brian is 100% right. We should structure the song to have those little, the dead name shtick or perhaps new clips be included. But I think this is, again, a double major at the I don't want to say well-respected, but the university, Bradley University, I think that's a good idea. All right, Brian, before we get into everything else we've got planned for you today, we have had, obviously, Mark Tauscher on the program for much of it. He is at the Tellurian Celebrity Golf Tournament in the Dells at Trapper's Turn. But he also brought on Earl Dotson, who was the starting right tackle when he was drafted. Obviously, Earl had back problems during his career, missed a lot of the 2000 season, allowing Tausch to start as a rookie. But then in 2002, Tausch blows out his knee in New Orleans. Earl ends up back in the starting lineup. They still are playing for the number 1 seed going into the final game of the regular season that year. I mean, you were in grade school. But my point is that you guys gush about Zach Tom. We know you were a freaking good football player. We know Tausch was. And Earl Dotson is now joining Tausch in the Packers Hall of Fame, where I expect you to join them down the road. Are right tackles like the Rodney Dangerfield of offensive linemen? Like, we always talk about the left tackle and, Jordan Morgan's taking over. But I just mentioned 4 guys that are all great right tackles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, or Green Bay's just really good at getting them and developing them, or it's just that. But you look at today's football. I mean, Lane Johnson, Panay, Sewell, with the Lions. Mm-hmm. Tristan Wirfs was an Iowa guy. He started out at right tackle for the Bucks, and that's where he really made his money, was playing at right tackle. How good he was, and then he moved to left. So I think as the league has evolved, I think the right tackle position has become a little bit more noticed and prioritized, because we all know this. You know this. I mean, it's common knowledge in the NFL. You have to have 2 pass rushers to get after a quarterback. It can't just be one. If you have only 1 pass rusher, teams can really hone in on that and try to build protections to protect that one guy, and the other guy kind of gets off blocking. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but it's more so just an average pass rusher, and that's easy work for that guy. So in the day and age of the NFL today, where each team has 2 good pass rushers, you have to be able to have both of your tackles stand up and win in one-on-one matchups. And that was something that, I mean, I know Tausch, when Mike was there and Philbin, we were always taught tackles block defensive ends, and you're in one-on-one matchups.
Yep.
And that's what we were in. Like, we were in one-on-one matchups majority of the game. So you have to be able to hold up as a right tackle, especially now you're looking at what Pittsburgh and when he was with Dallas and obviously in Green Bay. But that's what the Packers right tackles have had to do for a long time, is block one-on-one. And when you're able to do that, and you're able to do that well, yeah, I mean, that gives you a little more, I don't want to say like credit or anything like that, because but it displays how important the position is if you can leave both tackles out on an island, let them just go to work, and the things you can do as an offense if you have that flexibility between your tackles.
So as a longtime left tackle yourself, obviously high school and college, and you were drafted to be that guy. I mean, look, the Packers drafted you to take over for Chad Clifton. That was the idea when they picked you, and it ended up you took over for Tausch. Did you see this shift coming, though? Did it happen while you were in kind of your NFL infancy, where you better not – because, look, they only made the blind side. They didn't make the right side. They didn't make a sequel about the guy that plays right tackle. It might not have done as well at the box office. But, like, it's true. You're exactly right. Like, if right tackle didn't matter, they would have moved Zach Tom to left tackle forever ago and just played Sheeto at right tackle, who the league told was not going to make a bunch of money this year, right? So did you see that start to happen? Were you part of the changing of the, not guard, but the changing of the tackle in terms of the importance of having both?
I don't want to give myself any credit.
Well, no,
but
not you personally, of course. No, not you. But all the other right tackles while you were playing.
Yeah. Yes, all the other right tackles when I was playing. I think kind of around my contract year and year 6 and things like that, right tackles were starting to get a lot more pub because you looked at the guys that were playing at that point. It was like myself, Mitch Schwartz with the Chiefs, and Lane Johnson, obviously. That was a pretty, us three were, again, I don't take much in PFF rankings, but they get pushed so much. They're on Sunday Night Football you get to see the guys' rankings, and the Eagles are on there a lot. The Chiefs are obviously on there a lot. When I was with Green Bay, we were on there a lot. So those stats got pumped to people every week, right? You would see where guys are ranked, and then you would see their, you'd go look up their win percentage and pass blocking percentage, and then they'd get highlighted by Collinsworth with all that, mumbo jumbo that he would do with the PFF rankings. So it brought more attention to that spot, I think. It brought more positive attention that, hey, these guys just aren't run blockers that get a tight end parked next to them and they need help every snap. No, these guys are really good pass blockers, probably played left tackle in college, for whatever reason, because Lane Johnson could certainly play left tackle.
Sure.
There's no reason why he couldn't play left tackle. He did it in college. But they're playing right tackle in the league, but they can get the job done regardless of if you ask them to block one-on-one or on an island or you're sliding left and he's alone on the right. So, it put a little bit more emphasis probably year 5, 6, 7 when I think the PFF boom really started. I think it was there early in my career, right? It was there. I mean, how relevant was it? I don't think until Sunday Night Football started picking it up and slamming it on the screen every Sunday night in these primetime games till people really started to dive into it. Coaches were always into it because of the analytics, right? Because they always had the analytic aspect of PFF that was the non-grading but the analytical side of, personnel groupings down in distances, all those things. They had all that. But once they started putting player grades on the screen is when it really took off. And then when you put it on primetime games on Sunday Night Football every week, people then get hooked to it, and then they start looking into it a little bit more, and guys can really get attention from that. I don't think it's the end-all, be-all, but that's the way it works, right? Unfortunately, when the host or the co-host of Sunday Night Football has a stake in the game and he puts it on TV, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I know he bought it before he started doing that, but I think Tausch would even be proud of him, the way Chris Collinsworth took advantage of his situation to promote that brand, because you're right, it is now, it's everywhere. And we always say the caveat, you do it as well, and you're a guy who breaks down the film far more than I do or Tausch does, but first of all, that's hard to do well. And you obviously played in the league for over a decade. So when you're doing the offensive line stuff, I just hope that they have more people of your acumen who do it. If it's some schmo like me, that would be my concern, right? I think I know ball for a guy that didn't play in the NFL, but I certainly don't know ball anyway. You know 1,000 times more than I do. I would like my graders to be more like you and less like me. And I think you get a better product.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of players have their grievances with it, right? Because all right, who is grading this tape? And what's like you just said, a lot about football. You've been covering the sport for a long time. No one's saying you don't. But I think when you're putting grades out for players, and people take that very seriously, right? There's guys that miss Pro Bowls, All Pros because of these types of grades. What is your, I guess, credentials to be putting these grades out, right? And do you know the offense? Do you understand what the assignment is? Sure,
Right.
it's easy to like I always say, it's very easy to see if a guy gets beat for a sack. Like that is the easiest thing to see. He got beat after 3 steps. The DN chopped his arm. Yes, there's a negative play, no doubt. Anyone can see that. But when you start getting into the nitpicky things that affect guys' grades, like, well, he won his run blocking grade, but it wasn't very clean, or I think that was a pressure on his fault, but really the quarterback was affected by something else, and he moved over to the tackle or to the guard, and it seems like a pressure. And then in our meeting room, we get told, quarterback's got to stay away from you. That's not on you. Those are the things that are happening in the meeting room. But then the public perception is you get on your Twitter after 2 days after a game, gave up 5 pressures, bad run blocking grade. You're like, man, was it that bad? Meetings weren't bad on Monday. Like, what happened? Like, did I watch a different game, or did we turn on last year's game, or what happened? So I think that's where guys get a little iffy with it, right? And listen, there may be some guys that they have in there that could be former players, could be former coaches. I don't know. But to grade that much tape, of, all the 32 NFL teams, and dive into it that deeply, that's why people question it, because that's a lot of tape to study of every position and give accurate grading. That's why there's position coaches for every NFL team, because they go through it by position, and that's position group for each team. They don't have that for PFF. I know they don't have that where they have the PFF Packers, and there's the O-line guy, there's the D-line guy, there's the CB guy, there's the quarterback guy. There's no way they have that. That staffing would be too expensive. You can't do that.
Right.
So that's why I think guys get a little iffy on it, right? And that's why I feel iffy on it. But listen, they do a lot of good things. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, they do have things that are very beneficial. Like, I think their statistical stuff is off the charts. I think it's so good. I just think that the player grading, which is their moneymaker, right, for the consumer, there's questions to be had about it. But at the same time, it could give a guy, like we were talking about the right tackles in the NFL, a bunch of great publicity. And it could really boost a guy's image and Pro Bowls and all pros and contracts and things like that. It could really impact them positively in that way if the grader is favorable to them.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
I want to get your grades on 3 tickets that Tausch and Jesse went in on at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford on Monday when we did our show. They put some shekels down on 3 things, and we want to get your grade on how likely you think it is that they will collect. We will do that coming up after I remind you that, speaking of collect, if you've been injured in an accident, I hope you haven't been, but if you have, you need to make sure you collect, and you need to make sure that you're taken care of so you can get all your medical bills paid, the time you're going to miss at work, all the things that happen when you've been injured. And who do you go to? You go to Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Look, they're partners with all of your favorite teams. They're extremely active in our communities and our charitable organizations. And that is all great, don't get me wrong. But the most important thing, if you've been injured, is that they win. That's why you need Gruber Law Offices. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. More with Brian Bulaga. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Bruss.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yingling Legends Line. Crack open a Yingling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
You asked, and it's back. The original Cubano fan favorite has returned to Cousin Subs. And if you know, you know. It starts with tender pulled pork, our original recipe, and layers in savory ham, Genoa salami, and melty Swiss, grilled together for that hot, craveable bite. Then topped with fresh onions, tomatoes, pickles, and brown mustard and mayo, all on our signature bread. It's the fan favorite you've been waiting for. The Cubano, back at Cousin Subs, but only for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2026.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow, and now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
On Thursday, May 28th, join Sharp for the 10th annual Unwrapped MKE from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based education programs, serving thousands of urban elementary students in schools throughout Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
If you missed the first couple of hours of the show, you missed Mark Tauscher alongside Gilbert Brown, Santana Dotson, Earl Dotson, Leroy Butler. So be sure to go back and check out the YouTube channel or the podcast on the ESPN Wisconsin app or wherever you get your podcast. But now we have Brian Bulaga, just legends galore. We should be doing the Yingling Legends line all day long. Brian, I'm going to make a command decision here. We're punting on Wonelli. We're not going to have you come on for an hour and spend time talking about what Jesse wants to talk about. Because this is a good.
He's leaving after this segment, is my understanding. I don't know. He's
What?
Yeah, he's not serious.
It's 11:30. You can't leave now.
We blew the rest of our budget on the AI theme song, and we do not have the budget to pay Brian Bulaga for
so
another
this is it?
20 minutes. Yeah. This is,
I thought he was sticking around for the whole hour. So you mean
This is it with our buddy. Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to leave. So can I leave too?
Sure. I'd love that.
Do you think you could do a show where you just talk to yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I definitely could not. I would be, oh my God, that would be terrible. I don't know how Homer does it when he doesn't have Blue with him.
I'm an only child. That's how I played a lot when I was a kid. It was just by myself. Like, I could easily do that.
Okay, I don't want to talk about how you played with yourself as a kid. I want to talk about something else. Let's talk about
played by myself.
I will sneak in my
said.
questions.
Thank you.
I'll sneak in my questions before he leaves. But first, Jesse, tell Brian about each of your 3 wagers and get his feedback for each one.
Wager number 1, Brian Bulaga. The Green Bay Packers over 10.5 wins for the 2026 season. Over 10.5 wins. That's bet number 1.
Okay. You want me to comment on it right now, or you read them all?
Let's go one by one. Let's do one by one.
Okay. All right. I like the bet. I like him at over 10.5. I think Homer and I are going to talk about this probably with you tomorrow, Jason, because it was something we talked about, that they're favored, 13 out of the 17 games or something like that, which is crazy. Like, for then the money line to be set at 10.5, like, to me, that's really crazy. But I like them at over 10.5. I like them at 11 wins. Obviously, starting out fast will be important. I think if they're able to kind of rattle off 3 and get that one down in Tampa and go 3-0 to start that off, that'll be huge, because it does ramp up and get a little more difficult as you get into the later part of the year, as everyone saw the schedule or knows the schedule. So to get off to a good start, get to 3-0, maybe 4 or 3-1, I think that'll be huge, and I think they'll be able to do it. And I just think you know this too, Jason. Like, it's so easy to look at it right now. No injuries, no form of play. You have no idea how teams, like, it's so easy to look at it right now and be like, yeah, I think this team's going to be okay. That team's not going to be okay. Like, Chicago could be in a great position by the end of the season. Detroit could be, or they couldn't be. Like, you don't
like
know
the Packers last year, right? Totally different team by the end of the year.
Correct. Completely. I mean, you're looking at them at 9-3-1 and go, they're going to win. They're going to win 13 games.
Right.
Like, they're going to get 13 wins in this season. And then it ends up being what it was. So you just don't know. But obviously, this is for the betting purpose. Yeah, I mean, I like them at over 10.5. I think that's a good line.
Wager number 2.
Wager number 2, the Green Bay Packers at plus 210 to win the NFC North. NFC North Division champions.
At plus 210, who was the leader in the clubhouse? What team was the leader in the clubhouse?
Detroit was the favorite, followed by Green Bay, then Chicago, and then a distant 4th Minnesota.
What was Detroit's
I have
line?
it written on a sheet of paper that is out over there.
Well, that doesn't seem to be a good place to have that sheet of paper.
I don't remember what Detroit. They were plus 160, I want to say.
Yeah,
sounds right.
So it's pretty tight. That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been done in a while, obviously, as we all know that. I think that's something we talk about consistently across all the shows here, is like winning the division is so important. Like, that should be the number one goal starting out in the season, is like winning the division. I think it's going to be very competitive, this division this year. I think, obviously, Detroit's going to be, I think, better. I think they're going to make a little resurgence here and kind of be back to their ways. Chicago should continue on this trend. Well, at least that's what everyone expects. And then I don't know about Minnesota. I have no idea. I couldn't even begin to guess how Minnesota's going to be. But at plus 210, yeah. I mean, it depends how much you bet. right? Like,
well, you know what kind of money Jesse's got, so
yeah,
we're into the thousands of dollars here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, thousands of dollars on the plus 210. Yeah, I mean, if you got that type of coin to spare, I think it's a solid bet. I think because of what I think that their win total will be, I think you should feel good then about placing that bet as well, in my opinion. So if you feel good about bet number 1, you should feel good about bet number 2.
How about bet number 3?
Tausch and I split $25, $12.50 a piece on the win the NFC North, just so we know what kind of coin we're talking about here. This is where we went big. This is our big ticket of the year. The Los Angeles Rams are the favorite to win the NFC, followed by the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, followed by the San Francisco 49ers. The 4th best odds in the NFC to win the conference and reach the Super Bowl at plus 850, the Green Bay Packers. That is bet number 3, $75 to win 712.
I mean, the payout's nice. I'm not, again, this is all based on health and things like that. Like the roster completely healthy? Can they compete? Yes, I think they can, right? Like, I think they have a good roster. They have a bunch of talent on the roster. But I just look at it. Did they do enough to close the gap to Seattle, to close the gap to LA, right? Like, did those things happen in the offseason? And I'm just not totally sure yet, right? Like, I'm not totally sure that those things were done. And a lot of it has to do with looking at the current situation, like on the ground right now, like when's Micah actually going to be back and when's Micah going to be up and running full, right? Like all that factors into winning an NFC. Like, what's your seeding? Like, how many wins do you get? Are you able to get that 1 seed or 2 seed to make one of those teams come to you in an NFC divisional round, right? Like, those are all important factors. And when you don't know when potentially your best player may be back to help you get those wins, or when he is back, how much will he be participating in that game until he's ramped up to 100%? It makes that bet a little scary to make, in my opinion. Yeah, they could certainly win the NFC. I mean, I think they're one of the better teams in the NFC, but it all depends on obviously health and where they position themselves to get into that dance, right? Like, if you got to go to Seattle or you got to go to LA to try to get it done, it's tough business, man. Like, it just is. It's really tough business to do. Again, I think the roster has the talent. I think we've all said that. Like, the roster has the talent. It's if what if a guy, as we always say, is sick that week and can't play?
Bust a chin strap.
Right?
Breaks a shoelace.
Bust a chin strap. Yeah, does something like that. Who's next man up to fill that void in big games? And that's, I think, where my hesitation comes in. I think that's where my hesitation. And we've said it too, Jason. That's an issue for a lot of teams, right? Like, we get it. That's an issue for a lot of teams. We're not saying that isn't an issue, but you specifically look at certain impact positions on this roster, and you kind of wonder, like, if Zach Tom loses a chin strap for a game, who's replacing Zach Tom? Or if Sean Ryan, leaves his shoes in Green Bay and they have to go to Seattle, right? Who's filling in for Sean Ryan?
Campy would be so proud of you right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you just look at those things and it makes you, or if you look up and down the roster, like with Micah, and you saw how that impact happened, and Tucker Kraft. Like, you look at those impacts, and if those guys aren't there, what does that do to the team? And that's my only reservation about that bet.
All right, 2 quick things so I can use up Jesse's time for Wonelli before you leave. One, and they're both Pittsburgh related. One, Tausch and I were talking about this earlier. The one game that Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson played in together in full was that Pittsburgh game against Aaron on October 25th. Tucker had 7 for 143 and 2 touchdowns. Watson had 4 for 84 in his first game since tearing his ACL. Do you find yourself getting giddy when you see Tucker punting his empty beer can and thinking about if both those guys are healthy all season long, what the offense could look like?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I'm giddy that they're having fun in the offseason. That's what the offseason's for. I know a lot of people think, like, they should be worried about getting back to business. Well, it's still it's May. Like, I mean, let the boys have fun, drink some refreshments. I mean, that could have been one of those Aquafina cans full of water for all we know.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
It could have been one of those for I mean, everything that
can
I know.
Of water. I buy a lot of I buy my water in cans too. Yep. Mm-hmm.
A LaCroix. It could have been a LaCroix.
Yeah. Bubbler.
I don't know. But it's good to see that they're having fun. I mean, that's and those off the field things actually impact on the field quite a bit. Let me just say that bonding off the field, spending time with each other, we did it all the time. I think those are important things. But back to the main question, it gets me excited because what one does, Christian Watson, what he does so well is able to stretch the field and threaten, secondaries. And when you're able to do that, and what that naturally does, then linebackers drop a little bit deeper in coverage. They feel like they have to cover more space. And then what that does is allow Tucker Kraft to just run underneath everything and just find pockets of space, which he did in that Steelers game, and just go off. So, yes, it is an exciting prospect to have, and think about that, those two back on the field again together, because they play off each other. They do things really well, whether or not they know that, which I'm sure they do, but they complement each other with what their game, like how their game is so good individually. It complements the other guy, and it allows opportunities for the other guys, and it gives Jordan Love now targets at different levels of the field at all times. It puts threats deep. It puts threats intermediate. Now you get Golden more involved, and that's another guy that's an intermediate to deep route threat as well, running across the field. So it is a very exciting prospect to see them back on the field again, and hopefully for a lot of games together.
All right, I'll save my other question because we do have to get to Rich Eisen on time. But let's talk next week when you're on, and Jesse's gone, which will make you happy. I do want to talk about Aaron in Pittsburgh because we spent some time on it on Monday, but I was talking to a few people the other day, and I have to admit my interest is even more piqued now than it was before. We'll talk about that when you join us next week. I will talk to you on Thursday on the Homer Hour. Thanks for stepping in, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right, guys, take it easy.
That is Brian Bulaga giving his insights on Jesse's wagering. But look, I've told you this before. To enjoy a place like Potawatomi Casino Hotel, you don't have to do any wagering. There's plenty of other fun things to do, and especially if you love to eat while you're there. Start with the stay, though. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee. And they're perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And like I said, if you're hungry, so many places to eat. The Dream Dance Steakhouse. You get pizza, burritos, and quick bites at the marketplace. There's Rockin' Brews, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, all kinds of food and drink specials all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join. and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
One of the most important concepts in sports is don't drop the ball. Are you dropping the ball with your estate plan? When was it last updated? Have you even done one at all? It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde for Walney Legal Group. There's a lot at stake for you and your family when it comes to wills, trusts, probate, and elder planning. At Walney Legal, that's all they do. Tailored documents. No confusing legal jargon. Just thoughtful guidance. Do the blocking and tackling to protect your family. Start a conversation today at walneylegal.com.
Not every order is a big order, but it still matters. At Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more, there are no minimums. So whether you need 1 shirt or 100, you still get the same personalized service, hands-on design help, and high-quality results. Sometimes it's a small team, a quick idea, or something you just want to get right the first time. It's custom apparel without the pressure. Perfect for your business, event, and team. Big Frog makes it easy to create exactly what you need with a local team ready to help every step of the way. Get started today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we help you find value on the things you value. So when it's time to take on a project, we've got you covered with the right supplies at unbeatable prices. Right now, during our yard defense days, save $10 on select estate lawn fertilizers. Select Ortho Weed Clear lawn treatments, $4 off. Plus, buy 3 Goodyear or Cooper tires, get 1 free, with up to $80 in consumer rebates also available. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Looking for a better spot for your next team outing or client meeting? Welcome to Veer North, Milwaukee's upscale sports bar, designed for more than just game day. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Stroh. Veer North, located on Milwaukee's east side, your go-to for catching the big game, happy hour, or your next group outing. This is more than your average sports bar. Elevated food, craft cocktails, and a modern atmosphere. Perfect for off-site meetings and entertaining clients. And when the game's on, you've got the best seat in the house. Veer North, Milwaukee's east side destination for business and game day alike.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Thanks to Brian Bulaga for stepping in and moving his time. Worked out perfectly. We used up all the time we would have used on Wonelli. We will have our clip of the day since we had such a cavalcade of Packers legends on the Yingling Legends line.
Tough to choose just one.
It is. But we will. Jesse already has. And we'll get to that after I tell you about the most recent season of Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. The Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is right now playing on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new, not so new anymore, ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. We will have our clip of the day to close out the show next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Think you've got championship luck in your corner? 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee and Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are giving one lucky listener and a guest a chance to play in the ESPN Milwaukee Open. Listen weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. June 15th through the 17th and be the right caller to qualify. 15 listeners will each be paired with a golfer in the U.S. Open Championship, and the highest finish wins the grand prize twosome.
Thanks to Delzer, a division of Proof, The Bog, Carbliss, the Jewelry Center, PCI, Captivate Exhibits, Welky's, Fifth Third Bank, Epic Color, and Jet Out.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Purified Water, 2 for $6. 14 to 18-ounce selected varieties, Sweet Baby Ray's Barbecue Sauce, 2 for $3. 16-ounce selected varieties, Daisy Sour Cream, 2 for $4. Whole Seedless Watermelon, $5.99.
Safe.
What?
It's a long fly ball.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods' ultimate fan experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Oh, no, what happened here?
Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day.
I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
You asked, and it's back. The original Cubano fan favorite has returned to Cousin Subs, and if you know, you know. It starts with tender pulled pork, our original recipe, and layers in savory ham, Genoa salami, and melty Swiss, grilled together for that hot, craveable bite. Then topped with fresh onions, tomatoes, pickles, and brown mustard and mayo, all on our signature bread. It's the fan favorite you've been waiting for. The Cubano, back at Cousin Subs, but only for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Welcome to basketball's biggest stage.
Somebody will reach basketball immortality.
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
That's basketball at its finest.
This is about more than a game, more than a series. This is about legacy.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Tune in to see who performs under the brightest lights and who writes their way into history. The 2026 NBA Finals begin Wednesday, June 3rd on ABC.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
So they're thinking, this
the youngest team in the league. How can I put pressure on them? Okay, we're just going to sell out and just blitz everybody. We don't care what happens. Ben Johnson is one of these guys that, you're supposed to, back in the day, you get your gun and you take 10 steps. You're taking 10, he takes 6 and turn around and shoot you. To him, he just wants you to know that, he wants you to just keep looking behind your back.
That is an outstanding way to describe Ben Johnson, by the way. Really good. That is Leroy Butler. If you missed that conversation or our conversations with Santana Dotson, Earl Dotson, or Gilbert Brown, you can find them all on the ESPN Wisconsin app and on our YouTube channel. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and build spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark conversations. People lean in.
Stop blending in and start captivating today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Homer here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. Been on the journey since January, over 3 months, down 26 pounds today. If you're looking for a safe and easy program that will actually help you keep the weight off, this is it. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Dollar driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you're harassing me.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Get your green and gold off-season fix right here. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.